Nerdrotic.com.
And the crowd cannot wait. Oh, hail Friday Night Lights. I apologize cause I'm probably late. Oh, hail Friday Night Lights. Radical lights and highly organized. It's Friday Night Tights, Friday Night Tights. Time has come, they are finally
What's up, everybody? It's Friday Night Tights. Talking about women in tights. It's Supergirl DOA Day. The DCU, the Dead Cinematic Universe, is dead. But I don't know if something could be dead if it was never alive. I guess.
Please tell me that's the title.
What is dead may never die.
Is that title to stream that? The Dead Universe is dead. You know, like
Dead Cinematic Universe is dead.
Dead Cinematic Universe is dead.
Gary's getting out all his puns. I'm surprised he didn't say the DCU's been gunned down. That was next. All of the clever puns he's had on Twitter, he's just fired them all out.
Dude, I know. Well, as I'm making my video, I'm like, I like this one. Like Supergirl Soars, spelled SORES. That's my personal favorite. That's my personal favorite. And we did get some soars, and boy, the box office results are starting to trickle in. And it ain't good. It ain't good. It looks like Supergirl's going to be number 2 because it is
by a lot.
By a lot. Yeah.
By like double.
Yeah.
Or should I say half? I guess that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. And I am loving every nanosecond of this. This is glorious to watch this because, particularly because of all the fucking gassed up or people fucking gaslighting or gassing up this mid that was Superman and defended it for years, saying it was more successful than it really was. And now you've hit the wall. And to the James Gunn apologists out there, you must feel real dumb. And if you want to blame somebody, blame James Gunn.
Yeah. No,
blame James Gunn.
Blame you. Hold on. No, don't blame James Gunn. I mean, blame him for a lot, but don't blame him for that. Blame yourself for being a fucking retard and a cum guzzling bitch. That's who you should blame. You should blame yourself if you stood up there and defended James Gunn through Superman. If you tried to gaslight you and everybody else into believing that this thing was actually a massive fucking success when it wasn't. And now we have this. One of the funniest things of this entire Supergirl debacle has been seeing these weirdo DCU influencers, the ones who tweet 100 times a day about Superman and about James Gunn and how it's okay that James Gunn watches other people fuck his wife. It's amazing, really, I promise. All those people, some of them who went to these premieres, who got invited to premieres, got the access you wanted, put out positive reviews of Supergirl, glowing reviews, and then had to fucking backtrack as they got crushed, as they got annihilated, because it is undeniable that this thing is a monumental disaster. And even the fucking liars and pieces of shit like them can't run from it anymore.
Yep. And we're not going to name names, but Angry Joe is specifically someone that we are a lot of. Don't want to name names. Don't want to point anybody out or anything like that. But yeah, Angry Joe has been a complete and total clown on social media over this. It's interesting that he never talks about this shit on his main channel, though. He doesn't want to like get into his TDS and his meltdowns on his main channel.
Oh, there are snide comments snipped in about people on X that just can't shut up, and I'll let them do what they do and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. He's kind of vague, you know. But
all the fucking hills to die on. Supergirl. Good job, buddy.
Yeah. But then he gives it a 4 out of 10.
He didn't even like.
I think that's what makes it both angry.
But he's still defending it.
No, it's
defending it now, talking about review bombing.
It's a typical leftist mentality. You know, you can't just sit there and go, you know what? I was wrong. Everybody else was right. No, he's got to blame everyone else that was right. He doesn't have the ability to just go, yeah, really. I mean, all those guys that I said were, you know, blowing smoke, they actually turned out to be 100% right. He doesn't have that ability. So now it's review bombing, even though he's the one that would be considered part of the review bombing. Like everybody else that's watched the fucking movie because it's terrible.
Well, you're doing it because of sexism, not him. He's actually virtuous.
Well, yeah, but we're also reviewing the movie, honestly. Okay.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. Two things can be true. I can hate women and hate this movie. Like, that's fair. They're not mutually exclusive.
I like that his entire comment section on his review was simply how much he hates women. You're just intimidated. Steph put that thumbnail. It's not made for you. It's just so good.
It's good.
And of course, just me responding with that stupid ass Gary picture just ratioed him to hell. I didn't have to say anything. Just post a stupid picture of Gary. By the way, Twitter, you're looking for some traction. Post stupid pictures of Gary as replies.
There's a lot of them.
You'll get a lot of traction. All right.
Works on Twitter,
You're
works
welcome.
on YouTube thumbnails.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does.
It's kind of surreal, like scrolling through YouTube and there's my stupid face. Wow.
Oh, wait, this is a good video. Okay. Oh, wait, these people hate me.
Apparently they like me. It doesn't show.
Bro, during like the Batman era, when all those fucking thumbnails of me in my car, I look like such a fucking redneck racist pile of shit.
It's such a dumb picture. So the backstory here, Gary, correct me if I'm wrong, is they were writing some site wrote an article about you being a Nazi. And they used this picture to describe you.
I'm wearing a 199 hat, which tops it off.
Was it the Mary Sue?
No, it was like the India Times or something like that. I don't know.
India Times.
I can't remember.
Going international.
Yeah. This man is a racist and a Nazi, although we have more swastikas than any country.
It's been very fun though. Like, so the original tweet that Joe was mad about, where he posted your he quote tweeted you and that beautiful Perry Chan thumbnail, and I responded, and I basically just sarcasm as I always do with Joe, but I'm like, hey man, I didn't know you were a big fan of Gary. Congrats on the shout out. One thing I love about Gary is he's always willing to shout out small YouTubers like you to kind of get some traction. So, and then he responded with, shut up, Jeremy. And then he put a LOL on it. And then he started ranting about you again. And he's completely unhinged at this point.
Yeah. I mean, has anybody checked if he's okay? He's been going off since Father's Day. Father's Day.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing all right.
Yeah. So apparently he didn't have much to do on Father's Day, which is probably some good news because that means he doesn't have kids. I don't know. Joe, go to the gym. Go to the gym. Well, look at that beautiful thumbnail, man.
That's crazy work.
That needs to go into the thumbnail loop.
That's really good.
That's stop the Asian hate, by the way. You know?
One of the best ones is from Mr. Grizzy, and he did that stupid thing where he was pushing his chest together and he gave him big tits.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is he thinking, dude?
Well, bear in mind, what started all of this was that he got so triggered by Disparu rightly pointing out that Millie Alcock saying that, you know, what was it exactly that, you know, she could go both ways or something like that in regards to Supergirl, right?
It was also the part where it was like, the great part about this movie is there's no romance. There's not a man. It's not centered on a man. And then she talked about the Pride Month and blah, 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 all that. I think that was the clip, right, Disparu?
Yeah. It doesn't center around men. It doesn't center around romance at all. And on the tweet that was just there, his whole point was, Well, actually, I've always said it doesn't appeal to these groups. It's like, yeah, that was my point. All this time, he just seems to get angry that he's agreeing with people he can't stand. And I think that's what really enrages him the most.
That's really what it is, yeah.
He's like, I'm actually a chud too.
Oh, no.
Who am I?
Poor guy.
You know who else is a chud? Grace Rayn.
Dude,
Got her.
Her review is fantastic. I said when I reacted to it, I said, she's been watching FNT. I mean, there's no doubt that like
she was right though.
She's 100% right. Go
they
ahead, Flash.
they didn't follow the book at all.
No,
at all.
And the book isn't good either. Let's
They
just
made
point
it's
that
not.
out.
It's a Tom King book.
Yeah.
So like it, I don't. They made such a big deal about that, and they didn't even use it really. It's kind of crazy.
Rachel Leishman had a banger about this one. She kept complaining that places like Variety got men to review the movies and said, if you can't get a woman to review this movie, what are you doing? And then she quoted Grace, an epic failure on the level of Birds of Prey. I'm like, this is disgusting. You have no taste at all. So you can't win.
Out. Yeah, you put that tweet out. I covered that in a video. But yeah, like this is it. Typical virtue signaling. You want women to review something. Woman reviews it. You don't like what woman says. You get mad and lash out at woman. Like it's insane.
But Disbrew, Rachel does have taste. She tastes everything in a refrigerator every day. Go to the gym.
That's why she likes this movie so much, though. It gives her an excuse.
Yeah.
Well, this movie is all about just validating, being awful, and then everything.
Hedonism.
It's feminist. It's feminist
we'll
propaganda.
get into it. The speech that was given to Supergirl on Krypton is the worst. It is freaking awful. The subtle messaging, the not so subtle messaging is terrible. It is the worst. It is anti-hero, not heroic, but we'll get to that.
That's what she is.
Yeah.
And not even an interesting one. That's the problem. Yeah. Anti-heroes can be interesting. You shouldn't make Supergirl an anti-hero. And maybe I say maybe she's changed her mind by the end of the movie, but not fucking really, because she gives the speech about not killing him and then she goes kills this guy anyway.
No,
but,
she even admits in an interview that she doesn't go on a character journey. She pretty much stays the same. It looks like she just quits drinking for a couple of days.
That's called every fucking female superhero movie that we've seen nearly in the past decade. They don't go on a journey. They don't discover and find something that they need to do with their lives. Their discovery is that really they were just fucking awesome all along and everybody else is lame and gay. That's the female hero's journey, because you can't have the flawed female character. Their flaws need to be perceived as fucking cool. That's what Millie Alcock Supergirl is supposed to be throughout this entire movie, as she's a fucking depressed alcoholic, which look, I fucking sympathize with that a lot. Okay. This movie is kind of made for me, except the whole female part. But you're supposed to think that that's fucking cool and awesome. That's why she's wearing all that shit in all the promos. They want you to idolize that part of her and think that that's awesome, and everybody else in the world is just the problem.
But they could have had they could have had a good movie if they had just done her origin. That they've never really done that.
Yep.
They had some of that in there. If they had just done that story, that would have been a much better movie.
Well, and it still should have been like an animated streaming movie. It shouldn't have been released in theaters. Let's be real. Comic fans are not that interested in Supergirl. Not to
That's
the point
true too.
You think $175 million, $50 million. Okay, sure. That makes sense.
Deadline now says 186. They've increased it in the last article.
And I bet it's worse than that.
$$86 million.
Yeah. Supergirl is only a property that would ever do well if Superman is going gangbusters and they had a really positive Superman. She's a derivative character.
Correct.
She will only be popular if the character she's based off of is really popular in that thing. You're trying to push this out when Superman isn't popular. Of course it's going to bomb.
Are you trying to tell me that the only way women's entertainment can be popular is if men are being successful? It's almost like sports. It's almost like sports, and it's almost like literally everything else in fucking life.
It's like a truth to that, except for romance.
Well, who was in all the promotion? Lobo and Superman, who were barely in the movie.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he can be locked up too.
And as mentioned, you could chronologically line up the clips and trailers that have been released, and you've seen the movie. That's pretty much it. You saw every action scene and every pivotal, and I'm air quoting that scene.
Well, I got to give credit where credit's due. Two things. Unpopular opinion, probably.
Dead,
I didn't think Millie Alcock was that bad. I thought the movie around her was terrible. I thought that they did her no favors whatsoever. I thought the script, the writing, the camera angles, it was just horrible how bad they made her look. But she was not as bad as I thought she would be. And the second thing is spot on casting for Jason Momoa. Because if you want to cast Jason Momoa, you should certainly cast Jason Momoa to play him. Yeah. So I don't think you could have gotten a better person to play Jason Momoa. So Jason Momoa did a great job of that. And as he's done in every movie he's ever been in and show, it's just distracting at this point. He's not an actor. He's just Jason fucking Momoa. My man. In everything he's in. And if you just accept that, you just accept it.
Well, in particular in this movie,
same
you
with
can
The
tell
Rock.
he's not trying. Yes. He's just like, hey, what's up? Me. I'm Jason. Lobo. And she's like, oh, okay, cool, man.
Jason
I think he does work as Lobo. The problem is, so many people would be like, oh, yeah, I love Lobo. I'd love a Lobo. Lobo is not really a fucking character, okay?
No.
Lobo, like, that is what he does. He fucking comes in, runs into something. Everything's fucking messy. He might help out because he needs this thing done in this certain way, and then he fucks off and goes about his business. That's what you need from Lobo. That's not a movie. Like,
there's no stakes with him,
should have
though,
just got a
either.
Jason Momoa Lobo movie. You don't fucking actually want that. You don't.
Yeah.
And there's no stakes with him. He can't die.
Yeah.
That's why it was stupid he was locked up in that cell, because poison. Well, that can't kill him. Only another person from his race can kill him.
He got very popular in the 90s, despite being around since the early 80s. But he's very much a 90s comic character, an extreme 90s comic character.
Well, and he could have worked as like a mirror to Supergirl of like, if I don't stop, I'm going to end up like this guy or something. And that doesn't happen either. He's just kind of there walking around, and she just goes like, cool, I'm going to go piss myself now. And he's like, okay, cool. Me too. Yeah, that's cool. She's that dumb bitch from the bar. She's like, I was going to say the same thing about you. He's like, cool. That's awesome.
Supergirl. You get to see Supergirl puke. You get to see Supergirl pee.
Fall asleep as she's peeing.
Yeah, that was insane.
Everything a superhero comic book fan wants.
It's so bad. This movie was horrendous in every way possible.
Here's a question I have. Was it all right? Two questions. Was it worse than the Marvels, and was it more cringe than the Marvels? Because I think that this
Marvels is worse.
That's what I think as well. I think it's worse and it's more cringe.
Yeah,
I think it's like a step above the Marvels.
Yeah,
did I watch
Supergirl doesn't have black girl magic.
If I watched that shit,
I hated Mandalorian and Grogu more than this movie. But that might be because I hate Star Wars so much too. So,
and for being real, like the Marvels had a prominent black female, so that makes it worse.
Black girl magic.
Good timing. So
That's perfect.
Yeah, the writing honestly reminded me a lot more of like Birds of Prey, where it's just like things are just happening and things are just going on and everything's just very convenient and there's no actual stakes whatsoever except for an egg sandwich, like in Birds of Prey, or in this one, oh, your dog just conveniently gets shot and then all of a sudden, this whole thing to get an antidote around someone's neck. It's just so stupid. Everything about
that sandwich was more compelling than anything.
That's true.
Like, well, you could have flown Crypto to a planet or a system with a yellow sun.
I was
where
thinking
he would have
that.
healed.
The movie's over right there.
Yes.
Well, they literally show it when she gets injected with kryptonite. All she needs to do is get into the yellow sun, and that can cure her of nearly anything. And I'm like, well, you've just shown in universe that would cure all.
I gotta ask
this throwaway line about that.
Like they can't move him too much or some shit.
They can't move him. Oh, if we move him too much, it'll get worse and kill him. It'll speed up the process.
That's such bullshit, though.
That is.
So you just move the thing that's
is
holding him.
Are they now hurt by the color green? Because I don't. Why is it? So if the sun's green, it's not kryptonite. Why is she
I think that's the
hurt?
implication. Is at least that, yeah.
So are they now like lanterns where they get hurt by a color? That's fucking stupid.
Canonically, canonically, they have done this in the comic books, Flash. And it's the radiation that emanates from the green sun that affects them, kind of like kryptonite. But it's
you have to say that
inconsistent, and also it's really fucking dumb. So let's just put this out here. Flash knows not everything they've introduced in the comic books is a good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot have been bad ideas that you don't interpret, but they decided to bring in the green sun, but not use something like truth, justice, and the American way.
How many times have they used that though?
God.
I mean, was that just from some Silver Age comic? Because he
Silver
also
Age
has a
comic.
machine that turns people black.
Yes.
Like some things
that's
just
like-
don't.
that is
Normal, to be fair.
Also known as a weapon of mass destruction. By the way.
Well, this is like a thing that's happened a lot recently too. I mean, it happened in The Witcher as well, like where they'll take something from the books that didn't even work in the books or the source material, and then they go like, "Guys, you obviously don't know it was in the comic books. You're like, just because it was in there doesn't mean it was good." But
Well,
that's
and
their
even if
defense.
it
Is
was,
like,
Mike, though, even if it was, the execution, like just because you put it in there doesn't mean the execution will work
Yes.
the same way.
Absolutely.
Right? We've seen this in Star Wars when they've brought in different things that have maybe happened that they've ripped off from the expanded universe or whatever. Even if it worked when they did it then, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. And it's not just a throwaway excuse, well, this happened. You have to explain it. In the same way, you know, Supergirl not being under a yellow sun and being depowered, yet still being stronger and still able to use her powers at times and all this stuff, it does not work in this movie at all, because whatever she needs to do at whatever time, she is able to do at that given time with whatever the plot dictates. There's no really rhyme or reason. But we have seen in comics and in animated shows and stuff, we've seen at times where Superman hasn't been on the yellow sun, hasn't had access to that, and has been depowered, but he still has some remnant solar energy that he has to kind of be careful how he uses. We've seen it work in stories, but it didn't work in this story because they didn't take enough care to explain it. And, you know, in a comic, you can get thought bubbles and actually get inside people's head where you have to verbalize it sometimes on the screen. So even if you adapt something that's been done, you have to know how to do it the right way.
Yeah. Power scaling, kind of important in a superhero movie.
Really important, and their execution of some of these things, especially the green sun, is so retarded. So there's like layers of stupidity. Supergirl comes to the planet and she doesn't realize that's a green sun. It's pretty bright, hard to miss, but she misses it. She gets on the planet. The guy who has the forethought to think, "Oh, Kryptonian coming after me, I'll be protected on a green sun planet. Let me go to a planet that has a green sun and a yellow sun."
And a yellow sun.
How did he
And
know
when the
she's a
yellow sun
Kryptonian,
comes
though?
out, well,
she didn't. He didn't.
he just
There's
They
only
just-
two
they
of
pulled it out of their
them.
asses.
There's only two of them.
Where
How
did
is
he
this
get the
knowledge
kryptonite?
so much?
Exactly. Where did he get the kryptonite?
Where did he get-
how did he
exactly.
know?
How do
It
you
made
even
no
know?
sense.
He
It made
does
no
know she's a
sense.
Kryptonian because in the prison scene he says, "Where's your Kryptonian friend?" So he knew before that.
So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's just
and
the universe's greatest detective.
Well,
then
even with that knowledge, when the green sun goes down and is in the yellow sun, he's like, "I'll be fine." And then, of course, then she gets her powers back through nothing that she does at all. She just lies there, paralyzed, and waits for the yellow sun to come out. And then
Well,
she's
she
fine.
needs to have a flashback.
Yeah.
true.
She's have a big flashback, and then another one where they make Superman the butt of another joke.
Yeah.
Every
I'm
time
sorry,
he's on
Clark.
screen, they make fun of him.
He's not Superman. He's Clark Kent all the time.
I ended up hating David Cornsweat Superman worse after this fucking
Yes.
movie. I
Yeah,
thought, I thought he was terrible. I thought he was terrible in fucking movie.
Hey,
This
what's
makes
up? Hey, what's
Superman
up,
as bad as it
Kara? How you
was
doing?
worse. Like this
Every time I saw him, I'm just going, "You got rid of Henry Cavill for this shit." Like that's
the
what I was
sad thing
thinking.
is, I think that he could be a good Superman,
yes.
but not written by these people who just
No.
want to who want to make
So many
what makes
cases of that,
Superman
too.
so cool in this modern day a fucking joke. They
Yes.
make him into a punchline and kind of a fucking pussy at every opportunity.
He's a
And-
major. He's
Because they don't respect
insecure.
him.
He's walking on eggshells all the
Yeah,
time,
he's not
trying to make
stoic or
people
anything
feel
like
he's not.
that.
Yeah, he's not stoic or doesn't have any
He's kinda
presence or
cowardly.
charisma.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Hey, cousin, how's it going?
Yeah,
Are you, having a good
yeah.
time?
Yep.
He's
You know, just wondering. You know,
as
It-
Craig Gillespie calls him, he's a nerd. It's like Superman's not a fucking nerd.
No.
No. Superman, like you should be in awe around him, especially other
Yes.
superheroes should be in absolute awe. And part of that being in awe is, wow, this guy has the power of a god and he's good. And he's good.
Yep.
But you also don't fuck around him, you know, like, and this one, you can get away with a lot of, God and Superman, Green Lantern's doing shit. He's all, oh, gosh, golly, look at him go. Can't stop
That's
him.
why Supergirl's introduction at the end of the Superman movie was so off-putting, because there's a way you can have that exact same scene and actually work if the movie was different. If the movie, every single person that Superman encountered while being Superman had that respect for him, had that maybe a little bit of fear, like treated him the way that we think Superman needs to be treated all the time, then you know what? When his fucking, 19, 20, 20-year-old cousin comes in, who's also Kryptonian, and kind of calls him a bitch and gives him shit, that could actually come off as funny, because that's a family member treating him like family, as opposed to treating him the same way everybody else treats the hero, the character.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't help, too, that the way that she... that's why I would push back a little bit about her acting, because I think she's written so terribly, and her direction for her and how to act on those specific roles and how to give those lines is such that you just hate her. Like, you just can't stand her the entire time that she is on screen. There's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing to have any interest whatsoever. And so she can't even be an anti-hero, because that would require you to actually like her even at her worst. But you just hate her the entire time. You're like, wait, why does anyone like you? Why does anyone have a desire to be around you in any time?
But that's
very
not
specifically
Millie's
that
fault.
she's not an anti-hero though at all. And she is. This is how the writers perceive goodness. Like this is the if we look at the two characters, we have Supergirl, who that's what they view good as. They keep telling her to be good. But then if we look at Clem's not even a real character. He is just the embodiment of what the writers see as the worst possible virtues after scrolling on TikTok all day. You got a guy, child brides. It's all of the patriarchy. It's a
hurts animals,
compound of dudes, hurts animals. It is all the worst possible virtues that a guy could ever have, and that's what it is.
Probably has a YouTube channel.
It's not an anti-hero anyway.
Yep. Oh yeah, podcast, YouTube channel.
Jerry, what were you going to say?
It's not Millie's fault the way she's acting, because she's told to be this character. It's like there's two things. The person you would cast for Supergirl and the person being cast for this. If you want an insufferable bint that goes through the entire thing, is absolutely disgusting and repulsive right from the get-go, Millie plays that great. It's just you don't recognize that as Supergirl. So when you say she's miscast, it's kind of like she's not miscast for the intention that they had for this movie, but they do if you actually want the character of Supergirl. And they actually call him a fragile man towards the end in this. And the way he's played isn't so much a villain. It is just a guy who doesn't care who he steps on to get whatever he wants. So at the start, when he's killing her family, it's only because one of them jumps out and then they attack him. He leaves her perfectly fine, whereas if you were an evil villain, you would have killed her as well. It's more that he doesn't care about anyone else or even think of them.
They even downplay the name Supergirl at one point in the movie. He's like, why aren't you Superwoman?
Yep.
Yep.
Why aren't you Superwoman?
How come he's a man and you're just a girl?
Yeah.
No joke.
It's called a trademark issue, by the way. That's why.
Well, she was so selfish, entitled, and insufferable. Like literally in the opening of the movie, she steals some guy's drink just because she's an asshole and she's drunk, right? And so everything about her is made to make her insufferable. That when she got to the point where she put on the Supergirl outfit, my genuine response was revulsion and a genuine feeling like, you don't deserve to wear that. You're not Supergirl. And not once throughout this whole film did it feel like I was watching a Supergirl film. There was nothing heroic in it.
You were watching James Gunn's take on Supergirl's film. Because this was 100%. James went, I have a treatment in the notebook. Make this movie exactly like I wrote it down. And then that person went and watched Guardians of the Galaxy and went, I can do this. I can do this. I got this.
And then he said, I got my solid script that I've been waiting for. And hey,
the aged out actress who has written nothing but a short in 2018, who's attractive. So maybe we know why she got the role. But and by the way, this was a solid script because, as you guys know, James Gunn wasn't going to roll with anything unless that script was solid.
That's why Supergirl was the second movie. That's why they went for it, because the script was just so good we couldn't not, even though it wasn't their original timeline.
And we know
we know go forward till the script's completely done and completely good to go. Yet Man of Tomorrow, before the first draft is even over, that goes into production because that's James Gunn.
And we know James Gunn has good taste because The Flash is one of the best superhero movies ever made.
And he hated the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah,
he hated the Dark Knight trilogy.
And loved Flash.
You can hate the Dark Knight Rises, but the other two are freaking awesome. Okay.
when it comes to Millie Alcock, it's tough. Like, it's tough to know like what this could have been with a different script or whatever. She didn't give any performance worth writing home about. She certainly hurt the movie with a lot of the PR and marketing, as we've gone over for weeks and weeks and weeks. But, you know, one thing that you notice coming out of this, if you got to learn how to speak movie critic, right? So when we start getting these first reactions and everything, and you hear Millie Alcock shines in a slightly flawed movie about blah, blah, blah. What they really mean is the movie's fucking trash, but because it's not a straight white man leading it, they can't fucking say that. You see the same shit with Black Falcon Captain America bullshit.
Yes.
Anthony Mackie is divine as Captain America, but the movie's slightly flawed. What they mean by that is this is a huge pile of shit, but we can't say it because it's led by a woman or led by a black person.
They said the same for Acolyte and even a little bit with Brie Larson in the Marvels.
If
Brie does her best.
If this is correct, I looked it up, and Gunn made those comments before Rises even came out. So he just hated Batman Begins and The Dark Knight.
Okay,
Yes.
fuck off.
So
His comments are like awful. If anybody that worked at DC read those comments and still hired that guy, like,
well, I mean, if anybody read his tweets,
James Gunn's ever said on the internet, actually,
Right?
yeah. Well, we all kind of remember he got fired for some stuff he said, and then they were like, "Well, we'll just bring him back." Yeah.
well, I mean, like this really there is no momentum going into Man of Tomorrow now. Like, holy shit. Because I think Odin, you had said that you think this could be one of the biggest flops in a long time financially, the way it's looking. We don't know for sure, but it ain't looking good. So what are we hearing? 186 million now is what the budget's up to? That's what Deadline's reporting?
So Tony at Deadline, he reported that, hey, I'd earlier reported $170 million budget, but I've heard from others, so again, you always take that with a grain of salt, that the net spend was 186. Now, what that means is that it actually costs a lot more than that. That's just including your tax credits and everything else. So after all the tax credits are brought in, it's still about 170 to 186 $1 million budget. That's just your production budget, not marketing. Something I made a comment on X earlier about, I was talking to Valiant Renegade, shout out to him, and he was saying how this break even that's been floating around of $315 million, like, which we think, okay, that doesn't sound right. That's ridiculous. Well, if that's actually the amount of money they have to make in net, like meaning after all of the takes from the theaters are taken into account, then actually it does make sense. And that actually refers to the fact that that $315 million is your total spend. So that's marketing and budget. So they spend over $300 million in net spending on this movie. And so they have to make about $600+ million to break even.
Now, aren't
they? Odin,
I know Ryan's been talking about this a lot. They may not even get $200 million.
They only need to make $300 million to make their money back and consider it a victory. That's what I was told.
Oh, and please, for all you fucks who spent the last year trying to gaslight everybody about Superman, trying to say it was a success, trying to say it was a big hit, all this fucking gay bullshit that you people, like, three options. You're either ignorant, you're either fucking lying, or you're goddamn retarded. Those are your only three options if you've been saying that shit for the last year. Okay? Please watch the things that are happening now, the things that Warner Brothers is saying now, this garbage about they considered a victory if it made $300 million. Guess what? These are the same things that got said about Superman at $500 million last year. It's the same playbook. They're trying to use you because most of you are fucking stupid. So don't go along with you're not going to go along with their lie this time. Why did you go along with it a fucking year ago?
It's the same playbook, but I think some of those numbers are dwindling, Ryan, and fading out, and some aren't. But listen, where was this filmed? Does anybody know? Was it filmed in the UK? I really hope so.
No, if it was. I mean, they for a lot of this stuff they've been filming in Georgia and Ohio for Superman and Man of Tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure where this was filmed.
UK.
So if it was filmed in the UK, we will find out.
Yes.
London, England. Yep.
Yeah. London, Scotland, and Iceland.
Oh, well, we will find out.
They give some pretty good tax credits, and that's the reason why you oftentimes see them go over there. So we could see the actual total spend on the budget for this movie go into a very, very high territory, which would make the entire thing even worse because this film's not making any money.
We just won't see it for a year and a half.
Yeah, it'll be a long time, but.
And by that time, James Gunn will probably be fired. Oh, I'm sorry. He'll just be told he was they're going in a different, fresh direction. He's not really fired
You
despite
think-
being hired. Just like with Henry Cavill, because they didn't fire Henry Cavill. They just let him go. They fixed the glitch. Right, Jeremy?
Exactly
You
what I was
think he
going to
goes
say.
before Man of Tomorrow or after?
After.
Oh, it's
After.
gotta be after.
There's no way they can fire him before then. There's no way. I mean, they
think
may
he's going back
inform
to
him.
Marvel?
Listen, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I agree with John Campea. I think James Gunn is going to quit over protest of Ellison having a meeting with Trump, and he's going to go back to Marvel.
Well, it's a good thing you chose that to agree with John Campea on, and not that Supergirl would make $1 billion.
Did he really say that?
Rob, you said it too, and I love you, Rob. You said it too.
They really said that?
Yes, they did.
But so somebody, if they have the knowledge, can maybe correct me if I'm wrong. When, like last year, when Warner Brothers was still about to be sold and all this stuff, they gave big contract extensions to the guys that run like Warner Brothers Studios. Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca.
Yeah.
Right? They gave them multi-year extensions. James Gunn and Peter Safran got multi-month extensions that
1 year.
run up to about, like, it's like just a month before Man of Tomorrow comes out.
Yeah.
So
spring 2027.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris was showing some press and of James Gunn showing up, and he looked perturbed. He looked a little
Didn't
bummed
look good.
out. Yeah, he
Must
didn't
have
look
found out John
super
Cena was
happy.
busy that day or something.
Well,
And
you
his
know,
wife.
his
Yeah.
wife was probably a little more perturbed about that, but
Right.
Well, like,
yeah, so-
I mean, he spent yesterday he tweeted out an incorrect fact about one of his favorite characters, Rick Flag Sr., instead of promoting Supergirl. So
what was it?
it got community noted. You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it. No.
Oh, can we pull
no.
that up?
Oh no.
You know, you fucked up when you're getting community noted about
Hey.
your own universe. Yikes.
Guys,
Oh,
canon,
wow.
canon doesn't matter. Oh my God. Rick Flag Sr. is proof that in a world full of metahumans, a determined human can be one of the toughest people in the room, especially when he's played by the one and only Frank Grillo. We love Frank Grillo, by the way.
Awesome.
His first comic appearance was in The Brave and the Bold 25 by Robert Kanigher. I can't pronounce that last name. With pencils by Ross, the great Ross Andrew, and Mike Esposito. What's the community note? Rick Flag Sr. first appeared in Secret Origins 14 in 1987. The Brave and the Bold 25, 1959. Debuted his son, Rick Flag Jr. Oh, no. Wait.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
What an idiot.
That's not a small mistake.
What a moron. Look at this guy.
Oh, thanks for showing me
Dude,
that,
that's
Ryan. That is going in my
wild.
video.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he did yesterday. Instead of promoting Supergirl while it's flopping, he tweeted an incorrect fact about his favorite fucking
The
character.
self-insert Rick Flag Sr. from Creature Commandos, by the way. That's a total. Garrett caught that. He's like, this is a self-insert. I'm like, you're right.
James Gunn is one of the most unlikable people in Hollywood, and that is an accomplishment to be that. I mean, he is up there. He is incredibly unlikable, and he thinks he's his own biggest fan.
Yes.
Big time.
Look, I think everybody in Hollywood that's gotten anywhere has some sort of an ego, right? That's probably pretty natural, and most
Given.
people have that in the industry probably, and that's why we like it when we see some of them seem humble, even if they're faking it. And you know what? When you're just a for-hire director and you come in and you're making 2 movies out of this 36, 40 movie cinematic universe, that can be fine. And people go, yeah, James Gunn, kind of kooky, kind of quirky. Yeah, I like James Gunn. When you're the guy making every single fucking decision and you're replying to nobodies on social media every single fucking day, when you're lying out of your teeth, when you seemingly can do nothing wrong, when trades break stories and you deny them, and then 2 days later it gets proven that no, you're the one that's lying, these are actually true. It is wearing really thin on everyone. And even now, for movies and shows that are not made by James Gunn, Supergirl directed by Craig Gillespie, and it just feels like another James Gunn movie, people are
Like a
really sick of
discount
this shit.
James Gunn
They're
movie.
done with it.
Yeah, Mike said it best. It's somebody was hired to do a bad version of a bad James Gunn movie.
Yeah.
And James Gunn is he said this in interviews. He is a control freak. He wants control of everything that he can have. And so if you're going to try to do that, he's not delegating. He's just giving people the jobs that he can't handle right now and telling them to do it the way he would do it. So anytime that deviates, he's upset about it.
He's a terrible leader, a terrible CEO.
The fact
and
that
a terrible person.
The fact that he still did.
He needs somebody to tell him no. That's what he really needs.
But there's nobody because they gave him the keys and then he hired everybody that would say yes to him.
It seems like he doesn't even like comics as a medium, because we all know that he seems to hate heroes. That's why he likes deconstructing them. But his comments about canon, where he's like, well, none of this it doesn't exist. It's not real. It can be whatever you want it to be, is essentially going, this doesn't matter. Why are you all playing with your dolls? It's the same kind of comment. It's the same thing that we had about The Witcher when it turned out they were laughing at the source material and stuff. He doesn't seem to respect it.
Yeah, when his hero Grant Morrison called him out, Damon Lindelof, but this is the Gunn verse on Green Lantern. He wrote a scathing thing that was wonderful to see, the non-binary Grant Morrison, by the way. Here is a clip of him looking sad.
Hello there, sir.
Hey, you guys.
Oh, this is not the one, but okay, this is something different.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Can I say one thing to you?
Yeah.
I've watched every clip out of Atlanta, and it looks amazing.
Oh, dude, you don't even know.
I think we do, James. I think we do know.
It's appropriate that he dressed like a massive pile of shit for this fucking premiere.
Yep.
I really thought he was gonna ask him about like it seems like they just keep asking them questions about the binary and gay stuff.
Yes. Well, it's Pride Month.
Every time.
Because that's all gay people can do, apparently, is talk about dicks and butts
all
the time.
When you invite queerly, when you invite like gay people, right? When you invite not just gay people, but these when you invite these public gay channels, where that's what their channel's about.
Yeah.
It is about gay superheroes. It's about gay people in media. What other fucking questions are they going to ask?
Exactly.
It's just like all these people who are so insecure because they're not actually comfortable being gay, probably because they're not, and it's something else wrong with their lives. Let's just be real. But they're not really comfortable. So they have to project all this other stuff onto characters to pretend that they can actually see them as queer, even though that's not how they're written, just so they feel like they belong until they realize, oh, fuck, I'm still suicidal. What do I do now? But these are when you invite black girl nerds out, what do you expect them to ask? They're gonna ask about black shit.
Yeah, I mean that these organizations are made, probably had nothing to do with USAID's, to be invited to things. They're not made to actually get traction or be watched by anybody. If you look at any, listen, 15 views is 15 more than most people, but like that's not really, you're not really influencing anything. And that was the whole point, but they're there for the company. That's why the company invites them there to push their narrative. So this is all the marketing department. This is the producers. This is all planned. They want this stuff to happen. So Millie Alcock getting asked those questions, they knew it was going to happen. She knew it was going to happen. And we see the result. That being said, she couldn't have said anything bad and it wouldn't have affected this box office would remain the same.
Agreed.
In my opinion.
Agreed.
I think it had an impact, but I don't think it's kind of like Rachel Zegler and Snow White, right? That movie was so bad and written so terribly, so many bad decisions. Rachel Zegler could have said nothing wrong and it still would have flopped and failed. Not as hard as it did, though. That's the way I view the Millie Alcock stuff. I don't think it's had as big of an impact as the Rachel Zegler stuff, but instead of a $50 million opening, it might be a $42 million opening. Like that's the difference I'm talking about.
Nearly every bit of marketing in this film has been horrible, and everything that Millie Alcock has been saying has been terrible. I think
the movie was bad.
One of the official clips they released was that Bug taking a shit and her looking at it.
The first clip they released was Crypto pissing on Superman's face.
Yes.
And that's the opening
of
the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's why I think these interviews do show you about the quality of it, because the same people that are, like the same idea that invites Queerly Radio to your interviews is the same thing that makes the movie in the first place. So it inherently hates people like Superman or hates masculinity and everything else, and that creates the movie to be bad in the first place. So yeah, it may not affect the box office, but it goes all the way back to the start. The same things that make you invite those people ruin your movie. It creates your characters. You can't separate the two.
Yeah,
I do got to give the movie praise because I was so fucking happy to see Crypto laid up for that long. I
wish he had died.
Jeremy and I had a conversation about this as dog owners. I am a sucker for a dog story. I love dogs. I wanted Crypto to die. I didn't care.
Real dogs.
If
Crypto
was a real dog, like a real dog actor,
dog
I would like Crypto.
Yeah.
Because the fact that it's just CGI, it's not a real fucking animal.
But the dog was an arsehole.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crypto's fucking run its course, and it was so quick. Think of this is the type of person that James Gunn is.
Yes.
Nobody wants dogs to be hurt. Everybody loves dogs. Dogs are fucking amazing. But James Gunn, in less than a year, has made it so everybody would root for that fucking dog on screen to die because they're so sick of it getting involved in the plot. They're so sick of dealing with it. That's James Gunn.
And that was his hook for Guardians 3. It was torturing animals.
Yep.
So, what's wrong with you?
And it's the same
CGI
plot.
animals.
It's like, our pet just got injured and we can't help it and do anything about it unless we go find a specific guy that's the only dude that can help this one animal while it lays on a table somewhere.
And also there are similarities to Marvel's in this movie, like the space stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The effects are so dog shit. And I'm not underselling this. The flight scenes look fucking off. They make CW look pure cinema.
I mean, no, there's a scene.
She's also literally female Star-Lord.
Yeah,
For at least some of the movie, she is.
She's got her trench coat and headphones. Yes.
Mm-hmm. No, there is a scene where she flies towards the camera and it's a big close up of her face, and it looked like green screen. It looked
so
terrible.
hard.
It looked so bad.
But everything in the film is derivative. Like there's even a moment where literally they steal a scene from Over the Top with the arm wrestling scene.
The DCU is derivative.
Okay.
The DCU is derivative.
Remember she calls that alien Squidward, just like we saw in the MCU?
Peacemaker, according to James Gunn, is based on Better Call Saul. Don't know if you guys knew that, but found out last night.
It is.
Lanterns is based on True Detective. This film, which is based on a comic that was a ripoff of True Grit, is now True Grit, Mad Max, and Furiosa. It's all derivative.
Yikes.
Because he doesn't know what to fucking do. He took the job because he was a big name for Marvel, and DC did what same thing happens in the comics, by the way. They love poaching all the talent. So seeing it happen in the studios is great. And of course he's going to say yes or go, we're going to put you in charge. You seem like you're the guy who's made everything go. And he goes, sure. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, let's do it. And he probably, had enough confidence to think he could figure it out. Well, you haven't. And now it's fucking cooked.
Yeah.
It is
he read a real Superman comic and goes, I fucking hate this character.
Yeah. He likes the boys. He's a fan of the boys.
Yeah,
of course. They're also entirely different skill sets. Making an actress a writer with no experience is just as stupid as making a guy that makes movies run a studio that creates movies. Exactly. One's a strategic vision, the other one is making individual pieces. Very few people have those kind of multiple skill sets that merge together. You'd be far better off with a suit than
if you get a job and you don't know what you're doing, you hire people that do know what they're doing to help you. James Gunn is a control freak and doesn't want to be told what to do. He's not going to let anybody tell him what to do, and had to leave the he just came from a place where Kevin Feige was telling him no about things and only gave him this much control of a bunch of characters that are once again are nothing like their comic book counterparts at all. The Guardians of the Galaxy characters are nothing like their comic book counterparts at all. If you're a Drax fan, you will be infuriated with how badly they interpreted
Drax. They ruined Drax.
I was legitimately excited because I did know a little bit about Drax, and I was like, this is nothing like Drax. At least the movie's entertaining.
The mid-2000s Guardians books are fucking gold. They are so good. Okay, so I want to get back to a part in the movie where Allura Zor-El gives the Uncle Ben speech to Supergirl. And here's the speech. Here's the quote. When I'm gone, promise me something. Be good. That doesn't mean that you can't be tough. It doesn't mean that you need to always be nice. Just be good. Now, I'm a firm believer in tough but fair. I like it, but this isn't exactly with great power comes great responsibility. Here's the underlying message of this, the way I interpret it, knowing James Gunn the way I do, based on his body of work and interviews. A lot of people in Hollywood roll out of the rack every morning thinking they're good and they're right, and we don't have to have a conversation about anything. There's no room to grow because we're the good guys and they're the fucking bad guys. So we don't need to be nice or kind or empathetic, although they like to throw out that word all the time, although they don't know what it fucking means. And I think the message in that is fucking terrible. Plus, we have Millie Alcock out there saying, you can be your own hero. That is, as is pointed out and Disbrew's pointed out, that's antithetical to being a hero. A hero is selfless. A hero puts themselves last. A hero risks their life to save a fucking dog. That's what a hero does. You can't be your own fucking hero. That is some commie gobbledygook.
Well, that's what I was going to say when, not only does that line show that they don't understand or they don't have a positive view of goodness because they felt they needed caveats. That doesn't mean you can't be tough or anything like that. So that means that they think goodness isn't being tough. So that they don't even think good is that great. And then on top of that, being just good isn't enough to be a hero. You need to be noble. You need to be self-sacrificing. Like a true hero is willing to give up their life to help others, right? It is a self-sacrificing, noble thing to do something for someone else that can't do it themselves, even if it makes your life worse. Supergirl, it's all about, oh, me. My life is terrible. I'm going to drown myself in my own misery. And, if helping you out is kind of convenient for me, I might do it. But, only when I got the powers. There's nothing about her that is noble or uplifting or inspiring at all.
No.
Guess what? This did not feel like a superhero movie. Did not feel like Supergirl. And that's when she put on the outfit. I was revolted by it. It's like, you don't deserve to wear it. You're not this character. She's
not as bad of a villain as Ironheart, but the theme is similar. There's a little similarities there with Ironheart, which you don't need to grow.
Dems was just reparations.
That's right.
But this is the problem with why the movie feels so shallow is because people are like, oh, it's so full of heart. Well, the heart is I'm supposed to care about her, the girl she's with, and the dog. Well, the girl she's with, I can't work out whether she's meant to be a superpowered warrior that can do everything or a damsel in distress.
Yes.
And the dog and Supergirl are both insufferable. And so I don't care about the bond of any of these people or what happens. And neither does Supergirl. Supergirl doesn't care about the girl. Keeps telling her to piss off all the time. And she just kind of, I think at one point towards the end, she seems to be holding onto the back of the ship. I didn't even know where she popped out of for the final planet.
At the end, Kara gets on a ship to go to another planet when she's fully powered by the yellow sun. And she leaves the girl behind. So there's no reason for her to go on that fucking ship. She can just fly there. But she goes on the ship because they need Ruthie to stow away on it and bring her costume. It's so fucking stupid. And I'm like, did I miss something? But there's a scene in the cave where she's like, basically like, what are you doing here? Well, I stowed away. So I'm like, oh shit. So you just could have flown there. Now you didn't know there was a green sun. That would have probably been bad. But that's the kind of inconsistent.
Are you dying, Gary?
No.
Calm down, man. But in real time, man.
Living in time, Jeremy. Living in time.
That was basically that was Gary's impersonation of James Gunn's universe. Just completely dying right before our very eyes. Go ahead, Disbrew.
But it's like, if Supergirl doesn't care about the relationship between her and this girl, how am I supposed to? It's like, I would have preferred she'd got left on a planet afterwards. And all this stuff about be good is just because they don't want to use the word justice because that's attached to Superman. But justice encapsulates everything. Justice is bad things can happen to bad people, and that is good. And so you don't have to do all these little caveats and things. That the moment you say good, well, now we have to discuss what you think good is. Which
they don't believe in
interesting. Good. Well, it would be an interesting conversation as we saw it at the end of the movie. But the film is so shallow, they can't write that into the script because they don't think about it on that kind of level. So you just get sort of surface level.
They don't even have her value the relationship with Superman.
Yeah.
The only other remaining Kryptonian. She doesn't even give a shit about
his drink.
Yeah.
And another aspect of how this film fails as a superhero film is that one of the more aspirational great things about the superhero genre when done right, and yes, there are superheroes that subvert it and their whole thing is about going against it, but the core, the true value of it is a discussion about power and the correct use of power. Look at Spider-Man's tagline, with great power comes great responsibility. In the core of so many of the best superheroes, it's about you have tremendous power. Are you going to use that power to help others or to help yourself? And a hero is one that realizes I have this power to help others, so I'm going to sacrifice my own pleasure, my own, life, my own, desires to use that power responsibly. Look at this character, Supergirl, where she has great power and she actively uses it and abuses it. And the scene that encapsulates this is the arm wrestle scene. where she's like, I have this tremendous power, and I know I can beat you, but I'm going to purposely go out of my way to abuse it and break your arm and punish others. And like Disbury, you kind of shared that clip where, might have been Yellow Flash, where you're saying this felt very much like Captain Marvel energy, that cut scene where she's evil. That scene actually depicted her as using her power for her own benefit and gratification.
Yeah, you would hold back, like Spider-Man.
Exactly.
Like Spider-Man pulls his punches. So does Superman. Yeah. There's that famous line where he's like, "I walk in a world of cardboard."
Yes, exactly. So and instead of pulling her punch to not, hurt others, she goes out of her way to use her powers to cause excessive or additional harm and hurt to others because she's a vile piece of crap. I hate.
Well, they hurt her ego. It is the Brie Larson scene of "you should smile more," and then she destroys him, steals his car, and everything else. That was they sat down at the table and they hurt her ego by thinking, "You think you're stronger than me? So now I've got to prove to you beyond any doubt." And yeah, she did get the girl out of the way of the fight, but then she ended everyone else. Well, everyone else in that bar, they just saw you attack a man, so they're now defending themselves, and you're hurting these people who are essentially innocent.
The bar owned by the nice diverse couple, by the way.
Yeah, there's a deeper concern that this is kind of like, if you want to pay attention, this reveals something about what feminists would like to do with power, because this is all about their own wish fulfillment.
Oh yeah, that's it is a feminist power fantasy. And when Grace Randolph is calling your film a feminist manifesto, you've done wrong. Because that's your target audience.
She said old girl needs to be fired from the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah,
she went ham, man. She went ham.
Imagine what that's going to be like. And then now I want
we aren't getting one.
Teen Titans. So that's going to be
getting one. Those films are not happening.
Yeah. I think after Man of Tomorrow, it's all done. I think it's done.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Wrapped again.
You've got this woman who just did this, writing Wonder Woman and Teen Titans. Odin, you brought it up earlier how much this reminded you of Birds of Prey. Well, thank God the person who wrote Birds of Prey is currently writing the Batman movie for James Gunn's universe.
She keeps getting jobs.
Yeah, she wrote The Flash too, didn't she?
Yes,
she did. Yeah,
and she wrote Bumblebee.
Yes, she did. Yeah. And
Bumblebee is okay though.
I
never watched it.
Bumblebee's great, actually.
So
I've seen it once and no interest in it again.
I didn't want to watch it because there was a female lead character. I just saw it. I'm like,
fair point.
Who does a swan dive?
Dude, the opening of that movie is great.
The opening of Bumblebee is rad.
We need to discuss the worst crime of this film, of Supergirl. And it is doubling down on Jor-El sending Superman to conquer Earth. So that's another thing the Gun apologists are going to have a hard time with.
I was told
because what the fuck?
They told us they were going to retcon that shit. What a bunch of stupid assholes.
I don't
James Gunn did interviews doubling down.
I don't think that they said it was a retcon at first. They said that it was it was being manipulated.
Yeah, it's a trick from Lex
they
Luthor.
told us
You guys are
manipulated,
dumb.
and then
no, it's not.
Well, and then when it was pointed out, because in the movie they tell you it is not a mistake. This is 100% what the message is. Well, they're going to retcon it in Supergirl for sure. We'll see from the other perspective. No, bitch. That's how James Gunn wants his universe to play out. That's how he sees the Kryptonians.
James Gunn did an interview where they asked him specifically about it, and he went, "Well, there's this and this and this and this and this. How could you? I deliberately made it so you couldn't possibly interpret it that way."
I just watched Invincible. It's really cool.
They basically made his dad Zod. In many ways.
They're Viltrumites. They're not Kryptonians.
They're actually Viltrumites,
And
he
that's
straight
probably
up
where
was like, yo,
that's where he got it from, I bet.
Bang as many women as possible and rebuild the race.
He took a one-off comment by Laura and John Burns, Man of Steel, and extrapolated on it. But I'm paraphrasing the quote, but it's Kal-El's crazy uncle sent him to Earth to conquer it or something like that. So it's unquestionable. And then they make Zor-El the good guy. By the way, Zor-El doesn't really look like his daughter very much. So I'm just wondering, where his wife has been spending her nights. But yeah, they made it a point.
Looks like UPS guy.
And that is
how in this movie it was actually an immaculate conception. So
yeah,
impregnated by feminism.
James Gunn will make a cameo in the next one. It'll be he'll be actually the dad. That'll be how that works.
And that
no joke, but that could happen.
that change to Superman's father was so bad that even I was wondering that wouldn't they have to retcon it because it's so bad. And now, because they've doubled it, it's like, I can't believe that they did this to Jor. Like,
I'm really
look
happy.
at the nobility of Jor-El in the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, where his entire like discourse to Superman is this uplifting message that you're going to be this, you know, beacon of hope. You need to guide the human race to be better and everything. Jor-El
From one
is
of the biggest degenerates in the history of Hollywood, Marlon Brando, by the way, and that's how good of an actor he is. He sold it.
We've had different iterations, and we've had Russell Crowe's iteration in Man of Steel. Some people liked it, some people didn't. And even in the comics, we have had different iterations of Jor-El, and I think even one of them he like considered, should he like rule them? Is that what he should do? Before deciding, no, that's probably not the best way. But it was just, it's such a ridiculous, nonsensical change that maybe you think could have been done for a joke or for humor, but no, it like they desperately want this to double down in this. I'm glad they didn't retcon it, because what I was worried about was they were going to get such fucking backlash that they were going to retcon it and pretend like they had always planned on it being a scheme or a trick. And then all these stupid Superman fucking James Gunn cucks were going to be, see, we told you so. The gun never jams, or whatever the fuck they'd say. Right? And I'm so happy that they have now doubled down on this. And so now you can't get out of it. Please, I hope you get your fucking tweets pulled up from a year ago when you're defending this gay bullshit. Fuck
Has
you.
someone actually said the gun never jammed?
Yes,
that's fucking hilarious.
that was an
Yeah,
actual thing. The gun never jams.
Motherfucker.
Guns firing blanks.
Shit never had ammunition, bro. Like,
Fucking hell.
yeah.
Well, and at
Well,
the
it looks
end-
like we need some gun control at DC Studios.
Right. Sorry. I'm on the road. There, I'm on the road. I can't remember my buttons. But let's talk real quick about the end, where Supergirl finishes her hero's journey by that complete flat line, almost as flat as Millie Alcott. And
Contradicting everything she said.
Yes, she's trying to save Ruthie from a life of of pain and misery, committing vengeance on Krem of the Yellow Hills, and then she goes off and kills him. And Lobo's on a hill witnessing it. Goes, my man,
Hell yeah, my man, yeah.
Well, yeah, but if you were going for the anti-hero thing, that works because it is like, well, look, this will damage you if you do it, but I'm willing to take on that burden for you because you're innocent and I'm not. And like we've had that with like Section 31 and stuff. I think it works well, and it would lead into some good things with Superman, where he's like, "How can you do this?" It's like, "No, I'm doing this for you because you wouldn't do it." And she is right that if you just let her kill her, that family would have been alive. It would have been the right thing to do to let Ruthie have killed him in that moment.
There's a scene in Buffy. There's a scene in Buffy where oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Giles kills somebody, but right before he does it, he's all, you see, Buffy's not like us. She's a hero. And then he kills the villain when she walks away, so she doesn't witness it. Takes care of some business that needed to be taken care of, but he also expresses that Buffy would never take a human life. Like that doesn't work with Supergirl.
Yeah.
Supergirl. She was neither super or a hero. And maybe not even a girl. She was just a hot mess.
And she's kind of presented like now she's at peace. The next scene after she kills him, she's like, "Hey, I'm ready to go home and just relax and be the
just
person
needed
I
to
want
kill a
to be."
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
Killing a man will do that for a feminist.
I think they were going for that to be her heroic moment where she finally accepted herself and what her kind of why she should wear the suit is. I'm just going to kill them all. It's essentially the message of the movie for
Well,
it.
I think the idea and the interpretation is, well, she can't be Superman 2.0. Like, we have to make her different. But the difference is that she grew up on Krypton, and she actually has to deal with the weight of actually losing a world that she grew up on. And that's the contrast between them, is like, you're a Kryptonian and you don't even know where you came from or your heritage, and you love these humans, and I have no attachment to them because I grew up on another planet and had to watch it get destroyed. And that's an interesting contrast. But instead they're like, well, we just have to make her completely opposite of him. But to be honest, there's no heroes in this universe. Superman isn't an inspiration to anybody. The most inspiring person in this universe is Guy Gardner, who straight up says, like, sorry, Superman's not here. I'm better than him anyways. Like, okay, cool, man. Like, it's a mess.
Actually likes Luthor.
You know.
Well, yeah, I'm here to protect the planet.
The thing is, on that note, she didn't actually grow up on Krypton in this version. She grew up in a bottle city where after she was born after the planet was destroyed, and so she doesn't have the burden.
8 years.
Of the
Yeah, they
loss of
can't
the
leave it
entire
either
planet.
for some reason.
And then
in a
and also
universe
only
with easy space
right.
travel.
Only some of them are
Yes.
impacted by the kryptonite. I don't think I caught how that works.
I mean, it was bizarre. Like Flash's point is spot on. They have easy, faster than light travel. They're a super advanced race, and so they're not trapped in this city anymore. It's like, that's not sustainable. Just leave. But no, he can only make one spaceship. But if you have the resources to make one, why can't you make more?
Why can't
but no,
you make
it's only going to be
more?
like it's retarded. This film is stupid.
The kryptonite poisoning can happen even though you're not
Powered by yellow sun.
powered by a yellow sun. It can happen over time to even humans because they did. Lex Luthor got cancer from his kryptonite ring in the comic books, so
But
it
if
can
they're-
happen over a long period of time. But you're right, Odin. It does.
Yeah.
How come it didn't affect Kara, but it affected everybody else?
including her parents, who
Because
she
Script
was
said
with,
so.
which means any exposure would have also been there for her. It just, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It
Is she the girl that's the key to everything?
Oh,
go ahead, Ryan.
It sucks that they use like that. They're like, hey, this is the difference between Supergirl and Superman. Superman was sent as a baby and he got raised by, two really good parents, even though we depict them as fucking retarded, blah, blah, blah. But Kara had to go through all this trauma. She has all this trauma in her backstory. And it's like, yeah, that's what would make it actually all the more awesome if somebody with all that trauma, with that past, like still is able to be this good person, like the Supergirl that we see from the comics, who isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination and does struggle at times, right? Instead of turning into who she is. It's one of the cool things about Nightwing or Robin or Dick Grayson, whoever you want to say, right? He has the same traumatic past that Batman does, but he has a much different fucking outlook on the world, in large part, ironically, because Batman wanted to prevent him from growing up exactly like him while being someone else. But that's what makes that character cool, because even with that trauma, they don't necessarily go down this path. And they decided that has to be the difference between Superman and Supergirl. Superman had everything fucking handed to him on a silver platter. Supergirl had to go through all this trauma, and that's why she's fucked up.
Oh.
The thing is, though, because the way people were describing it, I thought she'd be growing up in some kind of hell dimension where she was in permanent agony her entire life, when actually it's far more similar to just like someone losing their parents to a degenerative disease. This isn't what she's experiencing, isn't unique anywhere in the world. And that's why if they had done it like she hadn't fallen apart, it would actually have been inspiring to people, and people could have related to that far more. It does seem to be a really odd choice to be like, no, if you do this, you should just give up. Your life is now worthless because you've experienced something. And there was a really weird line where they said, I didn't even know any different. So you kind of question, why would she be that bothered about it? To her, this is normal life. She kind of grew up in a situation where she had no comparison. You could have just thought it would be the same as growing up in a place where people just had short lifespans overall, and then you get kicked out. It would only be when she arrived on Earth would she have known, when she met Superman, been like, oh, this is what my upbringing should have been. It doesn't really fit. It feels more like they had an outcome they wanted, but didn't know what would cause that.
And they couldn't change her character because they want her to be the foil for Superman. They want her to be this anti-hero. She's going to play a big part apparently in Man of Tomorrow, which does not bode well for that movie.
When is that supposed to come out? 28?
Next
27
year.
27.
Yep.
I do wonder if Superman's going to be like trying to kill someone and she has to bring him back from the brink because of what it did to her.
And then she'll just kill him
There
anyway.
are cool
because
things
she's
you can.
badass.
There are cool things you can do with those characters. Everyone that says like Superman's boring or whatever. There are cool things you can do with those two characters because they have like inverse arcs, right? Yeah. Kara grows up on Krypton. Well, in most words, on Krypton, but with her people. And all of a sudden, she's kind of feels all alone in the universe, except for her cousin Superman. Whereas Superman grows up normally, thinking he has all this stuff, but then he finds out that, no, you're not like everybody else. You know, so like and then Kara is learning to embrace Earth as her people, whereas Superman's trying to discover more about his Kryptonian past. There's interesting stories you could tell with them together, but none of them will happen in James Gunn's universe.
None of them will happen in Hollywood because that would basically be a man showing a woman how to live life and how to operate here on Earth. That's the sad rate, because you're right. There's awesome contrast there, but they're not going to be able to tell that story.
That's why they have to diminish the male character. Disbrew, I think it was you or Az who brought it up on the Real BBC. I wasn't on. Ahsoka, when Ray Stevenson's Balin Skoll shows up, man, you can feel his presence. Like he just automatically diminishes everybody else by his charisma. And
he says nothing worthwhile because the script is trash.
Yes.
But good performance.
Rest in peace.
The guy had presence.
It shows
Whereas
you the
in this,
difference between
Superman is
like men can convey, you know, respect, intimidation, presence just by their appearance and size. You know, like, and when they try and force a female character to be just as intimidating when they're like 5 foot nothing and they're like, it doesn't work. It does not translate.
She's
feminists
5'2".
Feminists are desperate to try and, you know, have women as strong as men, and so they invent the girl boss trope where they acting like they're on top of everything when they don't deserve it, and they're not even, you know.
And like big thing about like DC is you kind of are built around these like three monoliths in like Superman, the embodiment of like hope and justice, and then you have like Batman, who is like the indomitable human spirit, and then you have Wonder Woman. She's already right there. Like everybody, you know, you already have a character that is strong and driven and can be a feminist icon without putting men down around her. Because at the end of the day, the reality is in DC, it's Superman's game. Like there ain't nobody else on that board that's looking at that guy going like, yeah, I could put that guy down. But remember, James Gunn made this the most vulnerable Superman we've ever had. He's basically just a fucking metahuman who can fly. That's cool. Like, great.
And nobody takes him seriously.
Nobody's looking at this guy going, he's the embodiment of hope in the universe at all.
And even in this,
fucking
Even in this, when he's talking to her in that scene, he's constantly apologizing. Oh, how on earth did I forget you do English? He's the kind of guy who, if he would be like 6'3", but he slouches so he doesn't actually intimidate other people. It's a very weird. It is the Clark Kent as Superman kind of thing. But there is another way you could have done Supergirl if she'd gone through this. That she kind of just went cold, all of her emotions just numbed, and then with Ruth, she takes on the motherly role, and that kind of wakens up to the other emotions of just going through. But that would be a normal, traditional kind of female role in a movie, which they can't do. It's their very ideology that cuts them off from all the good stories, and then they can't cope with it afterwards. There is nothing to replace it.
It's the Bechdel test. By the way, the creator of the Bechdel test said it was a joke.
Yes.
But it is gospel in Hollywood. Now, let's take a look at the Wednesday, Thursday box office numbers, because they aren't good, and it doesn't look like this thing is going to sniff $50 million domestically.
Yikes.
So it's not even going to hit right now. Is it not even tracking for 50s domestically?
Now it's tracking to 40s.
Whoa.
40s. Ooh.
Whoa. That's fucking bad.
They were some people were saying 39.
Holy
it sounds like that could be a reality. And you know it's not going to be saved by international, because Superman had terrible international numbers. Nobody internationally watched it, really.
Hang on, how could it be failing so badly when Angry Joe got his audience to go watch it for him?
You guys, please go support.
Do it for your boy.
For me. Do it for me.
Remember,
Do it for your boy.
Angry Joe never said it was going to be good. He just said go see it. Okay, he never said the movie was going to be good. He was arguing with us just because, you know.
The thing is, one of his points was, all these things that you're talking about, and you haven't actually seen the movie yet. And that's always such a big thing. Yes, it's true. Until we see the movie, we can't see the movie. But these press junkets and trailers and promotional material, it exists for a reason. It exists to try to convince you to watch the movie. It exists for you to judge it. And they're hoping that when you watch it, you will judge it to be worthy of your time and attention and money. That's the point of trailers. That's the point of promotional material. So, like, for all the people that say, don't judge a movie, don't do any of that stuff, don't fucking hate on a movie before you see it. Look, when you see it, you make up your final decision on what the movie is. However, if I'm not allowed to say anything negative about the PR junket, then you shouldn't be able to say anything fucking positive.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
If we're not supposed to talk about or anything like that this movie, then just sit there, watch a trailer, and say absolutely fucking nothing. Don't say, oh, this looks sick, bro. No, you're not allowed, apparently. If you can't say anything negative, you shouldn't be fucking hyping it up nonsensically.
I don't know how many of you were. I was genuinely looking forward to James Gunn's Superman because I wanted to see what he was going to do. I genuinely went in there giving it a shot, hopeful, thinking, okay, I liked all of his Guardians movies. Didn't really like Suicide Squad. Didn't watch, Peacemaker, but I want to see what he's going to do. Fucking terrible. But went into it with positive vibes going, oh, this is going to be, and it ended up being a shit show. Like, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. You go into a movie excited, you go into a movie not excited, it can change your mind one way or the other. Welcome to the internet, Joe. This is how it works.
Well, when I got in there about 15 minutes in, I'm like, I can't believe I'm not liking this. I expected something decent. I didn't think it would be the greatest thing ever, but I expected something decent. And wow, was I disappointed.
It was so fucking bad.
The name of my Superman review, if I recall, is Superman is a disappointment, but it isn't woke. But Supergirl is a disappointment, and it is woke as fuck. Absolutely.
Just bad.
Did you see Chato's Supergirl title?
What?
It was like not as bad as having a catheter shoved up you without lube.
So, box office. Well, I mean, obviously he has had some experience. He is a man of a certain age. So, box office, Supergirl takes off, guys, with a 7.8 million, with 7.8 million in previews. Now that is Wednesday and Thursday, as Ryan pointed out on Geeks and Gamers Daily. Take that, fucking chuds.
Look at that last sentence.
Which one?
It earned 13 million globally.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
Ouch.
God. Ouch. The box office going up and away once again with Supergirl. DC Studio. This is fucking Variety, who wrote the most savage review of Supergirl from the Access Media just a couple of days ago. DC Studios follow-up to last year's Superman opening in theaters this weekend. The Warner Brothers film starring House of the Dragon's Millie Alcock as Superman's cousin made 7.8 million in previews at the box office. It earned 13 million globally. Supergirl is projected to make between 47 and 50 million this weekend. It doesn't sniff 50, I'm telling you. But it will be no match for last weekend's box office champion, Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5. The animated sequel is estimated to make 80 million to 90 million in its second weekend. Supergirl has a $186 million price tag, plus worldwide marketing costs. Reviews have been rough for the superhero movie, so it will need to become a hit with audiences to justify its hefty budget.
And it's not.
It's not. It's also a test of James Gunn's stewardship of the DC universe. The Guardians of the Galaxy director was hired by Warner Brothers in 2022 to help the studio stabilize its superhero movies. I don't think he's done that.
Well done.
He's had hits like Superman. Is it a hit?
Not really.
And Peacemaker season 2? Peacemaker season 1 did better than Peacemaker season 2 significantly, by the way.
Yes.
And that despite the fact that Peacemaker season 2 had the incredible hype in the immediate aftermath of the global smash hit Superman that like directly tied into and led to Peacemaker season 2. Nevertheless, it performed worse than season 1.
Season 2 is fucking terrible. Dude.
Maybe it was that episode with all the dicks flopping around in the camera or something. I don't know.
3 or 4 of those episodes were completely wasted because they wanted to show you Nazi America.
Yeah, and
I know, and it just made me miss the good old days. You know?
Like imagine you're like, oh
Crime
man,
is so
James
low.
Gunn did a show, and then you just watch like Peacemaker sit on his couch, a bunch of dudes blowing each other in an orgy, and you go, oh, I have to watch this to know what's happening in this fucking universe. Like, what are we doing?
It's an important detail.
It is. And Peacemaker season 2 was woke as fuck as well. But Gunn and his partner, Peter Safran, who
sounds so gay.
It does. But maybe Peter has sex with James Gunn's wife too. Must also contend with the fact that after dominating the box office for nearly 2 decades, the popularity of comic book movies appears to be fading until Spider-Man comes out and makes
Spider-Man.
$5 trillion. Even Marvel has struggled with recent offers like Thunderbolts. I wonder why. It stars Yelena, and Captain African American falling flat. Next up for DC is the body horror picture Clayface, another movie that's trying to be like another movie, which has earned positive buzz online, as well as Man of Tomorrow, a sequel to Superman without Superman being in the title, that will feature all cock as well. All cock stars in Supergirl as Kara Zor-El,
it is
a
all
long lost relative of David Corenswet's Superman. Okay, like I talked to this about Jeremy yesterday. I can't unsee his lazy eye.
Yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Yeah.
From last year's tentpole film, where she appeared in a cameo calling him a bitch while she's off partying in outer space. Kara helps a young girl hunt down. Blah blah blah. We just talked about the fucking movie. Jackass is coming out too. I also wanted to show a more accurate and somebody I trust more. He's a LA Hollywood TV guy, Scott Mantz. He says something a little different about the box office.
He's been around a long time.
Yes, he has. Breaking: Supergirl opened with 7.8 million on Thursday night previews. It's on its way to around 40 million domestic for its weekend production cost, 175 million.
What would that international take be? That's what I'm.
So the projections right now are indicating, or at least they were, between 80 and 90 million dollars globally, which would be kind of hilarious because now it might be even tracking to be into the 70s as far as its global box office.
Wow.
That means that you have a world where Morbius makes as much or more.
Woo! Yeah, it's gonna have a huge drop off next week. Big drop off.
Look, just ask the James Gunn defenders. Superman's not really popular worldwide, so
that's right.
Supergirl probably won't be either. Outside of America, nobody knows who the fuck Superman is. So
that would be my guess. Brian, can you find that graphic you had on Daily where the projections of compared to Marvel's? And I lost my article
somewhere. I never closed any of my fucking tabs.
Where did Steph go, X-Ray Girl?
Just when you thought that, Zack Snyder drove the DCEU into the ground, James Gunn comes along and says, I could do worse.
No, you think they did it badly? Watch this.
Perhaps
wait till you get a load of me.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly, Zach.
Show this town a better class.
We'll lose more money than you can possibly imagine. So here's the graph that you guys showed this morning.
Yeah, so this is just box office forecast, and they kind of put these numbers out and put them together. I at this point, this line that is tracking, opening lower than the Marvels globally, but somehow getting past it, I have my doubts about that.
Yeah, no way.
But I mean, you look at some of these numbers in, Australia, Italy, Germany, all these places, you can see how it's opening compared to some other things. And again, this day one box office, let's keep in mind globally, yes, you've got the day one, but here you had the Wednesday previews and Thursday. So for any of the films that you're comparing it against, like the Marvels, if that didn't have Wednesday previews, it's just against the pure Thursday. It had a worse pure Thursday than the Marvels did. But internationally, Australia opened a little higher. This is half, and this is 30% fucking Germany of what the Marvels opened to. You're looking at these numbers from around the world.
World Cup. All right, World Cup's going on right now, guys.
Yeah,
all right.
That's what they're blaming. They already brought that up twice in two different articles.
Well, and
here we go.
To be fair, I'm sure it was raining.
Yeah, and there's a heat wave
on a street somewhere in Georgia.
Yeah, and there's a heat wave in the UK.
There's a heat wave in France, so no one wants to go to where there's actually air conditioning at a theater.
The horror.
Have you been there? Have you smelled them? Being in an enclosed room with a bunch of French people.
It was
this is the same thing in Asia, right? Look at these numbers in Asia, South Korea and Indonesia. Obviously nowhere close to Superman, but nowhere close to the Marvels. I guess better than Madam Web. Congratulations in one country. But
Madam Web's a better film in every aspect.
Madam Web's more fun.
Yeah, it's way more fun.
And again, this was when they were forecast around $260 million worldwide. I think that number has dropped significantly in just a day once everything else came out.
So when's Madam Web coming out? When's the article coming out to where if Supergirl hits 150 million worldwide, they'll consider it a win? I'm waiting for that.
I think it might be. I mean, never say never with them, but it might be too late because they put that 315 out pretty quick.
They did.
They were like, all right, 300, 315. That's where we need to hit, and it's not getting anywhere close to that.
Sorry, Flash. What were you going to say?
Well, Madam Web, Madam Web benefits because it's so bad, it's unintentionally kind of good.
Yep.
Like some of the stuff in that movie is hilarious, especially with how the guy, what a Pepsi machine, didn't a Pepsi sign fall on him?
Yeah, the Pepsi sign crushes it.
He gets crushed by the P.
My favorite is where he sees her driving the car at him and he jumps into it.
No, Madam Web is a porno without any of the sex scenes, but it's all the setup scenes. If you see it like that, then it's a hilarious movie.
I hadn't until now. I can't unsee it.
No. Oh, the older women getting the two younger women to do CPR practice, or the older woman getting the younger women out into the middle of the Central Park or wherever the hell they were. Yeah. It's tons of it. It's hilarious.
I love when they were trying to stay hidden, so they went to a restaurant and started dancing on tables and stuff.
Yep.
Very inconspicuous.
Yep. Yes. So
and maybe like the worst creative decision to cast Sydney Sweeney in your movie and keep her covered as much as you can.
Good Lord.
Such an atrocity.
Hey, she looked really good as Spider-Man in that tagged on scene that they did. That they had to film at the last minute, and she looked really good. Really good. But this is bad. This is really bad. So 200 something million. It will be number 2 at the box office. It is going to get crushed in the next few weeks by Jeremy's favorite movie, Minions versus Monsters. And then we get a live action remake of an animated film, Moana. Then we get the Odyssey, which we're going to talk about next. And then Spider-Man comes out.
I have no idea what's happening with that Moana bullshit. It looks
horrific. That shit is going to.
It looks. I don't know, man. The Moana 2 movie. The Moana 2 movie that I
know, but yeah,
I heard it
thing is so weird. I can't.
Wasn't Moana 2 supposed to be a Disney Plus show or a movie?
The animated movie
was supposed to be a series
show that they turned into a movie. Yeah,
and they made $1 billion off that shit.
Yeah, but
but it poisoned the well.
But Lilo and Stitch came out and did very well. We've had hit or miss for these live action things for Disney. Obviously, the difference for Moana is that it is popular, but people fucking hated the trailer. Didn't that get ratioed to fucking hell?
Big time.
So people
looks
despise that trailer, and it's not too often that you see, like, here or there, right? You can see movies that get absolutely annihilated on that first trailer and go on to make a bunch of money. Look, Minecraft got annihilated on that first trailer, went on to make a bunch of money. But those are typically exceptions rather than the rule. Moana got annihilated for how it looks. So because it just looks all CGI and shit. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look live action at all.
It looks really bad.
There's no pretense for the Minion movies. Like everybody knows what that is when they're going to see it. And like my kids love that, but even my kids looked at Moana, they're like, why does he look like that? Like the weird bodysuit thing that he's wearing. And
is that the ratio, X-Ray Girl?
Mm-hmm.
You could say a word. You could say yes.
No, it's worse. No, that's just that's on
the Rock's.
There's a worse one. But that's on the Rock's YouTube channel, which is fucking funny.
Oh shit!
It's a Maui summer.
I've never seen a Hollywood star just destroy their brand as bad as he has.
Are you sure? I mean, Will Smith?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Will Smith. Okay, he made Wild Wild West. I don't want to talk.
Oh, really? You like that?
Okay. No. At least
hey, he's great and bright. I love Bright.
And then he ruined that too, though. He was like, man, the one thing I have going for me, let me punch Chris Rock in the face.
Yep.
Like, let me.
Let's see.
Whoa, that is healthy ratio.
No.
Damn.
Yep.
Tell him.
Yeah.
And then
you
had
beating
another
the brakes off it.
Just a bunch of racists.
This was the final trailer.
It's almost racist hating on The Rock.
But I have no idea what this movie's gonna do. I really have no idea.
I think it's gonna do badly. I don't think it's.
But yeah,
the thing is with Lilo and Stitch, there was enough time in between, and they actually did. They leaned into the marketing that made Lilo and Stitch work the first time, where he started appearing in like Disney movie, like, you know, things like they do the Beauty and the Beast ballroom, and he shows up and like crashes the scene, like, so there was that kind of thing, and that character is just like, it kind of just sells like this chaotic, weird goblin dog thing. Everybody's like, oh my God, that's so cute. Whereas like, what do you have in this? There's nothing like cute about this. Like
weird looking rock.
What about the chicken?
Nobody's seeing this for a hey. Like,
hey. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ho. What's his name?
They made him look even more retarded in the live action. He's just like banging his head against rocks. Like he's just trying to actively kill himself the whole movie because he doesn't want to be here either.
To Gary's point, like you got Minions, then you got Moana, then you got Odyssey. This Supergirl's completely fucked.
Toasted.
Like, there is nothing. There's nothing. And I mean, is it like possible that this thing doesn't clear 300 million worldwide? Maybe 250?
I think it's possible.
Holy shit, man.
I think it'll be on VOD in 3 weeks.
Oof.
Yeah.
And then it'll make $3 trillion on VOD. And
as soon as you go, like, it was a huge success.
Right.
Most views ever
is flying off the
It's almost
shelves.
like the players with Assassin's Creed, which remember that 5 million players.
Yeah. Players engaged, not sale. Engaged.
Yeah, engaged. We all know about impressions and engagement. So yeah, Supergirl is really bad. My review will be coming tomorrow, Sunday. One of those days this weekend. It's long.
Pretty bad.
It's really long.
I can't believe we didn't put up the spoiler paddle for any of this.
Does anybody care?
Yeah.
Is there anything to spoil?
I didn't see a single complaint. It's like, spoil Supergirl for me. So yes,
it's funny how I always find it funny how things we think are utter dog shit. We're like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're making the decision for you, chat. We're spoiling the fuck out of this dog shit.
Yeah. You don't want to see this, right? Like
that's right. Yeah.
We've got our finger on the pulse. It's all good, right? So let's talk about, since Jeremy's here, let's talk about the Odyssey, which will be out in a couple 3 weeks. The Odyssey will be out. And we did get some confirmation because there was a press screening who Elliot Page is playing.
I don't think that was from a press screening. I think it was from an interview. Or no, it was a leak. It was leaked. It was accidentally leaked. So I don't even know if that's 100% confirmed yet. The report is it was accidentally leaked of who Elliot Page is playing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this article in particular just talks about all the racist people and sexist people on the right that was upset about.
Well, it's from them, which I assume means it's a trans thing.
Yeah.
Your non-binary news outlook.
Yeah. So anyway, what I know is that, or what I've heard is that it was accidentally leaked. So take from that what you will, if it's true or not. I don't know if it's 100%, but I tend to believe it.
Yes.
She's playing the right figure because it is a myth that a man can become a woman.
Yeah,
or
a deceptive figure who lies.
Yes.
And the accusation that maybe this could be like Nolan being secretly based, it would be accidentally because he's not secretly based.
He's not. No, he's not. He
It
just
would be
hides it well.
Yeah, accidentally. That would be about it.
He was in a pussy hat march.
Like I told you, Gary, back in Dark Knight, you can Google this shit. Like there's articles where people, because again, back 2008's a different world now. So back then, people wrote articles that it was basically the Dark Knight was the allegory for the Bush administration. It's all types of fucking articles about that shit. It's all bullshit, but that's the narrative that they were trying to push back then. It's like, no, it's not. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, back to this.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, there isn't much on it. So possibly Elliot Page is playing Sinon, which is one of Odysseus's cousin, not his first cousin, Jason of the Argonauts, which is fucking great Harryhausen movie. You should watch it if you haven't. And that's the spy, the Greek spy who convinced the Trojans to allow the horse into Troy.
A liar and a manipulator.
A liar and a manipulator.
Wow.
There is some funny. There's a lot of funny jokes that can be made to that.
I thought it was going to be Elpenor. So
a lot of people did.
But both characters are male.
Yes.
And Elliot Page is not.
Correct.
So
she is a woman.
She is a woman. But the news around this is funny because nobody
Did she
knows
get
how
the
this
full surgery. Like,
No.
I have.
did
no
she get
idea.
like the skin cut off her arms and the like the skin grafts to
I don't-
create like basically
I
a
don't wanna
clay
know.
dick that fucking gets surgically attached? So it's
I
just like an
don't
elephant
think-
trunk hanging there.
I
Did
don't
she get
think
that
so.
shit done?
Clay dick?
It's what they do. They fucking mold the skin into a fucking phallic object and surgically attach it to
It looks like the Supergirl cup.
This is information I didn't need on
Ever.
Well,
she's
like, wait for me to explain to you how they do the
Yeah.
fucking
Didn't you see
male
Amelia
to
Perez?
female surgery. You want
I
that?
Amelia Perez?
don't think that Elliot has. It's
Ooh.
No,
actually.
she's worn short sleeve t-shirts and you can see her arms.
did not need
It's
that
also
information.
that's pretty uncommon because it's a fucked up surgery. So
It is.
And anyone who does it should be arrested.
Sounds like she doesn't really mean it. then.
Frankenstein.
well, I mean,
Frankenstein.
a lot of people do weird shit to their bodies. I'm just like, you can do whatever you want as an adult, but like, just don't show it
Really?
to
I don't
anybody.
think a doctor
Keep it
should
to
have,
I
yourself.
don't want to see that.
have any training for that type of thing. I don't
Yeah.
If I was a doctor and somebody's like, "Yo, I'm gonna give you $5 million to give me a fake wiener," I'd be like, "Okay, I'll figure it out as we go, pal." Like, I don't know. I'm
Hippocratic
taking the
oath
money,
my
bro.
ass.
I mean,
Did many
I don't know. I
doctors-
just take. What'd you do? I don't know. I took some skin off your arm, made like a ball sack. It looks fine, I guess. Just put some marbles in there. You're
I don't
fine.
think they had the sack.
Don't doctors say no to people who want to chop off their arm?
To move away
Yes.
from this conversation completely.
Thank you. Please.
Well,
right
hey,
now.
but listen, to be fair, this is what happens when you put a fucking freak in your movie, Nolan. This is
Yep.
the type of bullshit conversations
So-
that get spun out of that.
So
Well, this is also why I'm
Sinan-
not a doctor. Yeah.
Sinan or whatever is not in the Odyssey or the Iliad.
Oh.
It's a character
an-
from a different story,
different
from a
poem.
different story, different poem. So that's an interesting choice there, as far as being true to the mythology, which he hasn't been. Let's be real.
Mhm.
Black Helen of Detroit. But there was an announcement that I thought was hilarious. Christopher Nolan's Odyssey is to skip social media influencer screenings. Now, as far as I remember, he did this for Oppenheimer too, correct?
Correct, but the
Yes.
problem, the difference is a lot of these massive right-wing accounts, and Elon Musk wasn't bitching about Oppenheimer, so everyone else didn't bitch about Oppenheimer when it happened. So
Yeah.
that's really what it comes down to. And this right here, this announcement was very representative of the Odyssey discussion online, where there's no ability to think for anyone's self. People just react because that's what they do. And I was telling people, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Try
This
to
is a
think about it a
good
little
thing. But everybody looked at this and says, oh, well, Elon told me that I'm not supposed to like the Odyssey, so this must be bad news. Anybody with a brain can look at this and go, keeping social media influencers off of any movie is a fucking positive. And it's also, people were saying they're trying to control the narrative by keeping social media influencers. What the fuck are you talking about? That is controlling the narrative. It doesn't mean the movie is going to be good. It doesn't mean anything about that. But it's a good thing that we don't have these fucking shills that are going to overly praise something just because they got access to it.
Absolutely.
This is a
And
good thing.
And I think it's hilarious. What's also hilarious is the corporate critics are super happy about this because, listen, shills don't want competition. They are going to shill on their own.
Speaking of the guy, Scott Mance, he was awful. He was like, yes, and the people are like, what are the difference in corporate critics and influencers anyway? And he goes, if you don't know the difference, I'm not gonna tell you.
Well, John Rocha was for it too,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, oh yeah, again, they don't like competition. Now, I would respect Scott Mance a little more than
That's
John
why this whole
Rocha.
thing is funny because
Rocha or whatever.
the outlaw nation.
Oh,
fucking
Man has no neck.
he's so pathetic.
This announcement is interesting because obviously you can see it from a couple different ways. One of the just like immediate reactions, like, oh, they're scared of word of mouth. And it's like, I think that the Odyssey is going to be like a hugely divisive thing. And even if the movie is executed well, there's still going to be people that have massive problems, and understandably so, because of some of the changes they're making to a story that's been around thousands and thousands of fucking years for no reason whatsoever other than woke bullshit. But I agree with what we've seen, especially in the lead up to Supergirl and with
Disclosure
Superman,
Day.
the DC Universe shills and the Marvel shills, the Disney shills, the Star Wars shills. Like, there is incentive for these influencers, whether it be on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, to just say whatever's on the fucking script at any moment in time to get invited to these events, to go meet Dave Filoni, right? And have him jerk you off or whatever the fuck he does there at Lucasfilm, to go meet Leslie Headland, to go hang out with James Gunn and David
Pedro
Cornstalk on the red
Pascal,
carpet, get
remember?
your fucking gift bag.
Remember the Pedro moment that they set up at Disney? He surprised these influencers with cameras that we flew out.
Exactly.
You guys ready to meet the Mandalorian? Who could be in that costume?
Fucking insane.
And those type of influencers have become completely and totally insufferable. And also, when you use them now, it's viewed in a very negative light. Like, that to me is the biggest reason why this is happening. I think that it is shifted. Yes, people still hate mainstream media critics, but they've also been revealed that the gang of influencers who will say whatever they need to at any given point for whatever fucking corporation to lick the boot of, that has also gotten a very bad rap and a very bad name, understandably so. Fuck those losers, the Supes of the world, that freak. I'm sure he was hoping to get a fucking influencer past the Odyssey, a fucking story he didn't even know existed until fucking 2 weeks ago.
I got a video
That's why I think that this is a sign of confidence, because they're essentially saying we don't need the really super shills, we just need the normal ones that we've been using for decades. It was like when Supergirl was in trouble, they moved up the influencer social media reactions, not the normal critics. But I just like this from this influencer perspective of we don't need you to lie for this one. That's all they're worth. So you think you're doing a real service, you go on social media and defend everything, you take all of the flack, and then they just throw you away without a second thought the moment they don't need you to do it anymore.
It does. Go ahead.
Imagine some fucking 22-year-old Zoomer queer retard on TikTok, trying to pass off to anybody that they give a fuck about the Odyssey. Right? Yeah. Like it's the idea is laughable. So it's funny that they're not doing it.
It's been a story for like 2,000 years, bro.
Is this the gayest Greek story?
I also think there's another side of this too, and this is Christopher Nolan is like incredibly secretive about his films. And he always has been. And you cannot trust social media influencers to not leak this stuff because of the fact that they can get clout for it. And I think this is him going I'm not going to risk it because he knows it's going to be controversial. He needs people to not talk about this and not the leaks to not get out there before the movie comes out.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but in the past, it's about a week and a half now, a ton of fake reviews dropped for the Odyssey. There was a lot. And people were going crazy, and they were all positive. And then it turned out they were all
according
lies.
to 4 people that whatever. It was amazing.
That one, and then there was I can't remember the film critic's name. There's a film critic. He's been around forever and a day. Not like a prominent name that any of us really know, but anyway, he uploaded to his Letterboxd that he saw the Odyssey, and he gave it 5 out of 5, and everybody go crazy over it. And so people started posting about it. But then they deleted a lot of their tweets. And it turned out none of these fucking people had seen it, at least based on what we know. There was also reports that social, quote unquote, social media reactions were going to drop this past Sunday. And that didn't happen. So there's just a lot of bullshit out there right now. A lot.
I don't think Nolan does test screenings. I'm just going out on a limb. I don't think he feels he needs them, or his studio feels they need them.
Yeah, again, it's the same thing. Like Oppenheimer kind of did the same thing, didn't do this. The difference is all the noise surrounding Odyssey. So there's this big reaction to it now, positive and negative. Either way, it's a good thing to not have these fucking losers involved in these movies. That's all I'm saying.
This is probably why.
Supergirl. I just got to tell you, I love the movie.
The wait is finally over.
Oh, no.
It's the movie the whole world is talking about.
Supergirl is just a great movie.
There he is. Supergirl's just a great movie, guys. Did you just see this for the Odyssey, a Christopher Nolan film?
I'm assuming they've done this for other films before, and I'm just wondering, how can anyone take these people seriously when they say such glowing praise to abject, utter slop crap like Supergirl?
Because they're first. That's the only thing they have going for them. There is no other narrative at the time they say the thing, and then by the time other reviews come out and prove them wrong, everyone's already forgot. It's been a few days, a week.
X-Ray, put the chat up, by the way. because we're gonna get hit for this because fuck Warner Brothers. Glad you're fucking selling to David Ellison. Here we go.
I'm really excited for everyone to go see it.
I bet you are.
Supergirl, rated PG-13.
So there's another one.
When you pulled this up, I thought it was going to be like a parody that somebody is doing, making fun of all the influencers.
No.
Hey, so
parody wouldn't look that much different.
I have another one Valiant sent to me. Hang on.
When you said put the chat up, does that help with the copyright?
No. It's just
like, what?
so people can, because after we get hit, we're gonna have to clip it and we lose the chat, but we can keep the chat on the screen right here.
Oh, okay.
Right here.
I was wondering.
But if you clip it, won't the chat be in the thing that you clip out?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, the rest of the chat, the rest.
No.
Of the screen, that's not
The chat that's showing up on the screen will stay.
right here.
Correct. So if you have to clip that out, the first hour and 45 minutes of chat will be gone in a distant memory.
I wish I thought of it sooner, but it's better late than never, Ryan. Thanks for pointing that out. Though. I appreciate it.
Sorry, chat.
So people aren't confused when they rewatch this, and we're talking about
Now we know.
Confusion. This show is confusing. Kind of part of our
I was
brand.
dying laughing earlier when we were talking about Supergirl, not because of Supergirl, but because X-Ray Girl had not moved in like fucking 30 minutes. And people were like saying hostage video. And
Well, it
some
does
guy
say
in chat
kidnapped
was like,
here.
X-Ray Girl, hold up a newspaper with today's date. And I
Do they still have newspapers?
Oh no!
Yo,
no!
what is it? Get it off the screen!
Oh no!
What the hell is even that?
Today I am seeing Supergirl, the fan event at Imagine Theaters.
Is that a man or a woman? I can't tell.
Can't you tell?
It is man.
That is a man.
I mean, are you seriously asking that question,
No.
X-Ray
He
Girl?
has bigger
Like,
boobs
no,
than
'cause-
I do.
Honestly,
It is
think
man.
it's astute.
it just looks like a guy with a mental illness that is being exploited by somebody. It's
I can
Literally
forgive a
what it
lot,
is.
but I can't forgive that mic quality. Fuck that guy.
Exactly. I
Yeah, so like
apologize.
this is a situation that is actually all too common. We finally have very direct video evidence of something we've all known. The Venn diagram between retarded people and trans people is actually just one circle. So
Oh no.
oh man!
This doesn't help their case, does it?
A Bobo bucket.
I like the Maverick ones on the bottom.
Silhouette bucket.
Okay, can we talk?
if their mom or dad is filming, they should be arrested.
get it off the screen, you bastard.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
The Superman S in Superman and Supergirl, I fucking hate it. I love Kingdom Come. Alex Ross is an absolute legend. That should not be the S symbol. I guess in a way I'm glad they're not using it, but the most iconic thing about Superman is his fucking S symbol, and they're using the Kingdom Come one for some reason. I've never understood this decision. It makes no fucking sense. But maybe because James Gunn thought it was cool. I don't know. It's just something that irritates me.
Copyright. I think it's the copyright thing because the regular Superman logo is going to start going into the public domain.
Oh, that's right.
so
That's right. Yeah.
if they
public
start
domain
with the
in 10
Kingdom
years.
Come one, they have time. Yeah,
Well, that's theirs forever, or well, not forever, but for a long fucking time.
for a lot longer. Yeah,
60 years.
But,
Yeah.
but the Superman symbol that's the most iconic. They're fine with that for a while because we are talking about the Superman that came out in the 30s, which has a distinctively different S symbol.
yes, but the intention here is like this Superman was supposed to redefine Superman, and it was going to be around for a long, long time. It's not making it 5 years.
No. But back to the Odyssey real quick. I don't think anybody here thinks it's going to flop. I think that's a big fucking stretch to say that the Odyssey is going to flop. A Chris Nolan film is going to
This
flop.
movie's gonna make a lot of money.
Now, it might not be good. It doesn't look good to me. I'm not like super impressed with the trailers, but Nolan doesn't show much, and I don't pray at the altar of Nolan, but he's a good film director, and I'm going to give him a chance, and we'll see what happens. Probably going to hate Black Helen of Troy. No, I hate that, and I'm going to hate it in the movie.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm not going to fucking hate that. I'm going to
Yes.
hate Elliot Page being on the fucking screen no matter what. But we'll see what happens when the movie comes out. But I don't think it's going to fucking flop. Maybe underperform. Who knows?
Underperform.
If it loses
underperform is
money, it's a
possible.
flop. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, correct. If it loses money, technically it's a flop. And look, a movie can make $650 million and be a flop. Like that can be a thing depending on your budget.
This
Star Wars made $1 billion.
If it doesn't hit $1 billion, right? When you're coming off Oppenheimer making almost $1 billion.
Yep.
The Odyssey with the cast that you have with Nolan, if this movie doesn't hit $1 billion, they will be disappointed. Doesn't mean that it will lose money, but they will be disappointed in that, I think.
But Ryan, if it makes 600 million in 1970, it would be a success.
That's right.
Well, it's true. You have to factor something else in, though, wouldn't you?
Factor something else in.
Would it be
A little
inflation?
something called inflation.
Inflation,
Yeah.
bro.
Inflation bros. Show the love in
Wonder
the
why
chat.
we don't talk about that with video game prices. Only box office. Nobody talks about video game prices.
Oh yeah, because I
We
talk
do.
about video games all the time.
But there's a lot of things
You
that
absolutely
are
They're
can.
more expensive now because they're coming out now as opposed to GTA 5, which came out 10 years ago. Yeah, it would normally be more expensive.
Like 10.
Also, video games found other ways. So microtransactions. Also did expand the
how
actual
long
cost
ago
of
did
video games.
GTA 5 come out?
I'm not even a GTA person, so I don't give a shit.
13
about
years
the
ago,
Switch, hey,
Gary.
the Switch 2.
Less time than wins of winter.
There you go. The Switch,
Yes.
the Switch 2 is expensive.
GTA
and
6 is going to
buy
flop. GTA 6 is going to flop because people are mad online.
Yeah,
so.
sure. Yeah, that's definitely gonna flop. Yeah.
It's not gonna. It is gonna be the biggest launch in the history of game launches.
No. It's going to be the biggest launch in the history of entertainment. Period.
Yes.
Yeah, probably true.
Nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think
But
in
I
total
will
money
say-
or in units sold?
Money.
Both probably.
I think
but-
it could be both.
But yeah, both. But with that being said, GTA 5 didn't become the second best-selling game of all time because it had a monster launch. It was that way because people played it and bought it over and over and over again on multiple different platforms. They were constantly playing GTA Online. Like it was over a decade worth of consistent people buying this game.
But if you're talking about 5,
Yeah.
GTA 5 had the biggest launch in entertainment history.
I know, but it didn't become the second best-selling game of all time because of that launch.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I mean it's GTA Online and all that. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
it wasn't just a big opening weekend. It was sustained throughout because people really enjoyed the game. They enjoyed the platform. They enjoyed online. I bought that thing on fucking like 3 different platforms over the course of a decade, right?
Mhm.
So this is going to be a monster launch. How's it going to do after that? I don't know because I have questions about Rockstar. I have questions about everything. It's going to be a monumental financial success either way.
A lot of similar questions about GTA 6 and the Odyssey exist because we don't know if Rockstar is going to take this and go woke with it and dial back a lot of the things that they're known for, a lot of the
Based on
edgy stuff.
pattern recognition,
So
you would say probably.
yeah, so there's a lot of similarities from a discussion standpoint of like, we know it's going to make a lot of money, it's going to be successful, but is it going to be pulled down by this current day bullshit?
There was an article about 4 years ago that said they were regretting their frat boy culture and had done a lot of work to replace everyone in the company. So,
Now, not being a big gamer myself, is this the first game, or at least like major release like this, that's not going to have any type of physical release? Like it's just purely digital download, or it will?
Well,
okay.
Well, it's a time thing.
Okay.
So it's they're releasing it digitally now, and they're gonna they want people to buy the $100 edition. But more so than just digital physical, this is a game that they are deliberately shipping it with at least $20 of content that you have to pay extra on top. Like they have scraped content out of the base game, and you have to spend $100 on to get the full day one experience. And then they expect you to buy it again. They expect you to buy it again in I think it's December. To get the physical edition.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to not buy either.
This is the first one. Gary doesn't need to do it. He fucking played this shit in real life. He doesn't need to play it.
But didn't Red Dead 2
It
do
did.
the same
It had
thing?
side activities that were locked unless you purchased
and
premium
again,
editions.
It's very much similar to like, because people weren't bitching about it, no one pretended to care. But like Red Dead did it just like Oppenheimer did it. Nobody talked about it. Odyssey does it. Everybody acts like they're upset. And GTA 6 does it, and everybody acts like they're upset.
The reality is that this year,
you can say that everyone pretended to care. Maybe they didn't know, right? Maybe they weren't aware. And if they would have been aware, they would have said something.
Because
right?
Matt Walsh didn't suddenly tweet about it. So a bunch of right wingers that don't pay attention to this
the
stuff.
fact that you're saying this bullshit, you said it earlier and I let it go, but you're like, because Elon told them to hate this movie. I don't know what you're trying to imply, that the audience will just do whatever Elon wants. But Elon hopped on the bandwagon. Elon talked about it after it was already a fucking big deal. A lot of people were upset about
Elon jumping on bandwagons all the time.
Not fucking his 30th baby mama and fucking tweeted something about it.
Yeah. I know that Elon jumps on bandwagons all the time. I know that. He jumped on the Trump bandwagon, and everybody claims that he won Trump the election.
Look what you've done now, Ryan.
He didn't endorse Trump until
Here
Butler.
we go.
And now suddenly he's like, I endorse Trump. Well, real brave and stunning,
Good
Elon.
for, congratulations, Jeremy, on the sex or whatever.
Yeah, people were, the Odyssey caught on in our sphere because of Black Helen and Troy, a decision made by Christopher Nolan.
To be fair, I think
a decision made by Christopher
to
Nolan.
be fair,
Those are woke decisions. Period.
I think the armor is what started it. Black Helen took it to another level.
Well, with Metatron, who is
but even still, like that was a huge discussion. That was the armor and the look became a huge discussion.
Yes.
And then Black Helen and of course Elliot Page being Achilles.
That's a completely.
But you're talking about like
discussion.
a typical discussion that almost any film's going to have versus this is now taken over the whole discussion.
Witcher started the same way. We saw the ball sack armor, right? And then then we started seeing some of the casting, and holy shit,
Yeah.
So
I think this is Hollywood right now on its back foot, going, we have to do something. And right now, it's not about the money. It is about the statement behind it. And it is about saying, we matter. We still have the cultural power and the cultural footprint to to matter and leave an imprint on things. And everybody's just going, let's swing for the fences. I don't think it's a mistake that Nolan picked the Odyssey right now to do. We have Dune 3, you have Doomsday, you have Spider-Man, you have all these massive fucking movies about to drop this year because they need to not lose, and they're losing horribly right now. And they're watching independent people and YouTubers take over the box office and do very well for themselves. They're also watching YouTubers call them out for their bullshit and affect their bottom line. And these people will not go quietly into the night.
Christopher Nolan is reinforcing the industry that, Christopher Nolan is very anti-digital, very anti-streaming. He films on film, and all that's cool, but he's reinforcing the beliefs, which is
backing their play. Yep.
It's disappointing, not unexpected, but disappointing because he's always stayed out of this shit up until now.
That's the argument had been being lost, and there's lots of articles is DI rolling back in Hollywood? There was one recently, 40% of the characters in the top 100 movies or something had all gone out. So what they needed is something in a boardroom where they can point to it and go, well, it was in this movie and this was a success. This actually reinforces that diversity does attract all of these different people. Look how many people went to see the movie. So whether it's true or not about the Odyssey, it will be used to convince everyone.
Yep.
It's another graph.
And we could say it's Nolan's wife, but I think it's just Nolan. I think it's
Emma
just
Thomas
Nolan.
is very involved in Nolan's movies. She is very, very involved.
There's
She's
another
not
director whose wife is very involved. What's his
Zack
name
Snyder.
again? Yeah,
Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
They're good friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
they are fucking moon.
Speaking of filmmakers,
She like farming.
Joe Russo, who's not a Russo brother, and the only reason he gets fucking attention from anybody is because his name is Joe Russo, made this statement, guys. He said, on behalf of all men, I'd like to apologize to Millie Alcock for my gender being so the absolute worst to her. Sounds like you're super in this movie, girl. Can't wait. And Mahler just fucking bodies him. Hope she sees this, bro.
Dude,
he doubled down too. Not Mahler, but
he did.
Oh, he did.
He posted worse today. Yeah.
We'll find that.
It is funny because everybody
put it
does
in the
think he's a
chat.
Russo brother. Everybody thinks that's who he is.
It's like the that John Favreau, but not that John
The political
Favreau.
John Favreau. Yeah. Yeah. And then political Jon Favreau's always tweeting out pro-Obama shit, and then you got people like, "Look what Star Wars has become."
I thought he was supposed to storm Kathleen Kennedy's office with a MAGA hat, but look at this sick fuck.
Because I think that Jon Favreau used to work for the Obama administration, I think, or the Obama campaign, one or the other. But yeah,
which one? The one on Twitter?
Yeah, the political guy.
If he's always talking about Obama, either gay for him or he worked for him. This is Joe Russo's latest tweet. Fuck the critics. Fuck the noise. Fuck the misogynistic Snyder bros. If I was James Gunn and this script crossed my desk, I'd make it too. This movie is Supergirl. Well, that's probably why you're like a Z-list horror schlock director who doesn't get any attention other than X because your name is Joe Russo.
Yep. You didn't I feel like you didn't enunciate the last sentence. It's like, this movie is Supergirl. Like that's how this fucking queer meant it, Gary. You got to give him his credit. The misogynistic Snyder bros. You know, the female-led movie that came out in the Snyderverse era
seem to recall
happened to do pretty well, actually. What didn't Wonder Woman make about $900 million?
It did pretty well for itself.
I recall
900
million, right in that area.
Yeah, exactly. Inflation is very important.
It's $1 billion if you adjust for inflation. Now it is. I was going to send Jeremy a super chat. I couldn't because I was driving. I was going to go.
I thought you said drinking. I thought you said drinking. Go ahead. Like, what?
No. I was going to send 100, but say, well, this is $50 in 2016 money.
That's what I've been doing. I've been gripping this shit. I told everybody, like, unfortunately, I'm not able to read your $5 super chats because even though you may think it's $5. Adjusted for inflation, it's, you know, a little different now. So I can only read $50 super chats now, adjusted for inflation.
If that works, as long as
those
you
are the rules.
That
those are the rules.
Is a thing.
I never said it's not a thing. I said that it's pointless to make the argument.
No, it's not.
In the box office.
Here we go again. It applies value.
That binge bottle nonsense.
Okay, do not bring this up. Do not bring this up.
It's a simple question. If Gone with the Wind came out today, do you think it makes $5 billion?
That has nothing to do with the inflation. We're applying value to a movie that came out in the 1930s. If Avatar came out in the year 199, they would draw and quarter fucking James Cameron for being a fucking heretic.
Yeah, that's fine. But none of these things are provable.
What's provable is Gone with the Wind made a certain amount of money, and if you apply that value to today's money, it is the highest grossing film that sold the most tickets. Period.
Yes, if you apply that, but it is impossible to compare a time era then versus now with all of the technology.
It is when you use inflation or
all of that.
So Jeremy, it's not impossible to compare. It is impossible to prove. What you're saying is you can't prove it. It is impossible to prove because we can't go in a time machine and recreate these fucking events and everything going on. However, the idea that because of that you can't make comparisons based off known things and ways you can project certain things and factoring in all the stuff we do know, we can make the best comparison possible. And one of the reasons it is important and the reason that tickets sold are important and all these things is because it denotes a cultural impact, right? What type of cultural impact do these things have? And to your points that I'm sure you were about to bring up, when you have in today's day and era where there's a lot more things going on that people can do at their time, it doesn't mean that the cultural impact of something being more or less than something else from a given time period isn't relevant. It absolutely is. And I think that was the frustration that people had. I don't think anybody actually believed that you didn't think inflation was real. I think it was that you were admitting inflation is real, but you didn't think it's worth considering at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean...
Well, something that I find is important to consider is like we're trying to figure out the success of a film. And the thing that you were trying to say before, Jeremy, is relevant. Like making a film that speaks to the culture of the time is important. You need to be connected with the audience to make something that they want to see. And so just because Gone with the Wind might make different money now because we're in a different culture and time, it's important to still gauge that because they made a film that connected with the audience then. And people nowadays are trying to make films that will connect with the audience now. And if they fail at that and they sell less tickets, well, you can still make the comparison between older films and current films because you're trying to measure success. You're trying to figure out, you know, how successful something
best
be.
As possible.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
if you
all those
release
are
Star
valid.
Wars today, okay, original cut, not George Lucas's cut, original cut, would it be a hit? Pretty
It's
timeless movie.
I think it would, but it's impossible to know. It's just like an argument. These arguments are made all the time. I've always said, like, with music, I think that Michael Jackson could be in any era and he'd be the biggest star in the world.
That's timeless. Yeah,
right.
well, I mean,
but I don't have anyone to prove that. But I'm just saying,
you do, because on Spotify he still has fucking insane downloads
right,
today.
Yeah. Right. But I've also argued that I think the Beatles are fucking overrated as shit, and I don't think that they're first, and that's why everybody looks at them. If the Beatles were here today, nobody give a fuck about the Beatles. But Michael Jackson would be the big. That's my opinion. Oasis. That's my opinion. But there's no way to prove that. So you just have to judge a person for when they were, and for their time, the Beatles changed the entire world.
Yeah, but we can
so
say that
when you
about
make a
anything
list
that
that's
happens,
an
right?
all-time list, then the only way to compare and to be fair is to say, okay, what was the value of that time and the value of this time?
I agree.
Inflation. Thank you.
I agree. No, I don't.
Thank you.
We can have those type of arguments, like this definitive 100% proof in anything we talk about. Almost, we're never going to have that, right? I could say that Rachel Zegler, in my opinion, she definitively hurt the box office for Snow White with her fucking comments. We have no way to prove that because we do not know what would have happened if she had never made those comments. But I think we have enough context and comparisons and reactions from people that I think we can make a pretty good comparison.
Rachel Zegler said
with a decent amount of certainty and say, I think she hurt that at the box office.
Go on, Flash.
Even though we can't prove it.
Rachel Zegler did and said so many stupid things. Like, it for sure had that went outside of our circles. Like, everybody heard what she said because she did it enough times.
I mean, even
she was
Disney
constantly
fans,
saying
Disney fans got mad at her
right away.
A
The first
producer
thing
flew
she
to
did
her
was
house.
say it was sexist and outdated. In her first, I think that was the first time anybody asked her about.
But to Ryan's point, there's no provable. Like, all we can do is speculate that had an impact.
That's all we do,
because there's no way to know for sure. But I believe she heard it.
When a producer flies to her house to tell her to shut up, I think that's probably
even people that I know
impact.
that are like normies that have nothing to do with this circle, don't even keep up with this stuff. Are like, yeah, that lady, that girl that's playing, Snow White. I don't know. I saw an interview with her, and I'm like, yo, this is completely breached the normie sphere too. Like, everybody heard about
Broke containment.
Yeah,
it also
and
it
she's
comes
still
down to
doing
like,
it
what you
too
consider-
because every time she comes out and talks to an outlet, she just doubles down on being a victim.
Yes, she does. Go on, Disbrew.
It's like you're coming up with an impossible to prove thing and then using that, because there's always one of the theories of, is anything a useful comment, is if you can't disprove it, it's a redundant comment. It doesn't actually mean anything. It's the same with knowledge. Gravity, we only know gravity exists because we drop things and every single time it's done the same stuff. But we could be wrong. Evolution is accepted, but it could be wrong. We couldn't prove it in a court of law. And so there are different ways of knowing things. You can know something up to a point. It's like, well, near as damn it, it'll do. And we have to just go off that for everything. It's like, it's everything we know about the universe is only done from like mathematics and physics and theoretical physics and all that kind of stuff.
I mean,
I think you're being a bit too over the top. It's like, well, define the end
over
of a
the
mountain.
top?
I like that you're getting philosophical.
No way. No way.
It is because I can't draw around the edge of a mountain.
way.
The mountain doesn't exist.
well, yeah, it's pattern recognition.
You're like, I flew a plane. I didn't go down.
I've never
Earth's
been accused
flat.
of being over the top on the internet. There's no fucking way.
It's all pattern recognition. That's how you.
Some
judge
levels
human
of physics would
behavior.
say if you can't see something, it doesn't exist if there's nothing that's perceived.
The failure of Supergirl was based on our experience seeing other failures that it fucking matched completely, like the Marvels or the Flash, right? So it was pretty easy to figure out that this thing was going to bomb, right?
Man, it was also we thought that Captain Marvel wasn't going to do $1 billion, and it did $1 billion. So you never really know what the hell's going to happen.
But like Jeremy,
Well,
it's
there are
actually
always
like,
there are
Easy to
always
happen when you're
exceptions to the
sandwiched
rule.
between the Empire Strikes Back
I
and
don't
Return of the Jedi.
disagree. I don't disagree, but I'm just saying it still did $1 billion, and then
Jeremy,
the follow-up
we have a lot
failed
of reasons as to
miserably.
why that happened.
Yeah.
So.
Jeremy, it's a bit like quantum mechanics. Just like we can't know the exact, success of a film before it comes out, you don't know the position of a particle until it's observed, but you can know the percentage rate of where it might appear.
But the particle knows it's being observed. Shad, explain that one.
Yeah.
Explain that one.
It's probably something you're using to observe it, which is actually causing the effect rather than you observing it.
It's strange, though.
One of my favorite things.
Go down that
in high
rabbit hole.
school, physics teacher in high school blew our brains out by saying, "Hey, you know what? If you have a tree that falls in the middle of the woods, does it make a sound?" And we're like,
Yes.
I don't know. And he says it doesn't exist. And we're like,
so we're basically Schrodinger's.
Schroeder.
I thought that
Schrodinger was
was
wrong.
a different way.
Schrodinger was wrong. The cat is still dead or alive. Just because you don't know which one it is, it's still there.
Well, that's dude. That's just people thinking themselves in circles. That's all that is. Steph, there's a Emily Wilson.
Yeah, I was gonna say she made a comment about this.
God.
Yeah,
And
but it's
the
behind
Odyssey is
a paywall.
100% based on her translation.
Yes, he is using her translation.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Oh, no.
Even though there's no proof of that, by the way. But so you guys all reacted.
Well, there's
to
lots
it.
of evidence.
We don't
like
know.
Zendaya's taking photographs of it. He keeps
We
bringing it
don't
up.
know that.
Emily,
Yeah, I mean,
We don't. He literally, he said the other day that he's read so many adaptations of the Odyssey he can't remember. That's what he said in an interview.
but then
you're
brought up
saying I
Emily
can't
Wilson
prove that,
twice.
but I do know that.
I can
Yeah,
tell
he
from
just-
the trailer he really got it.
There's nothing that supports.
You've compared
that
every
he
line that's been said.
Except
actually
the
said
evidence that kind of points towards it. We can look at the general evidence and get a percentage. Like,
Yeah,
there's a
and
good
also
chance that he has-
Christopher Nolan is all. He also swore up and down that Miranda character in fucking Dark Knight Rises wasn't Talia al Ghul. Told the audience it was a completely
Hold on,
original character.
but
So
he
he's a
got-
fucking liar. So you can already judge that he's probably lying about it.
Wait a minute, but he didn't say that he didn't. He's never said he did. He's not lying about anything.
He's
He hasn't said
obfuscating. He's
anything.
obfuscating
My
because he could
point
just
is that
straight
the
up
internet
answer.
has
lying.
ran with this as a
He's a
fact,
liar.
and there is nothing to
He's
support
a
that fact.
proven liar and
There's
a
lots of things to
scumbag.
support it.
Lying by omission is
He's a
lie.
lying scumbag that made like a couple good movies.
I just reacted with hyperbole, and you all went, "Yeah, I know." And I'm like, I said it's 100% based on it. You're like, "Yeah, I know." No, it's not. There's nothing to support that claim.
There's a
that
lot
I
of
just said.
indications.
There is lots
that
of
it
things
is.
to support it.
It's
Well,
You can't
potential.
prove it 100%.
He
Potentially.
specifically highlighted Wilson's version in interviews, particularly her opening line,
Opening
"Tell me about a
line.
complicated
Yes.
man."
Yes.
So, I mean, he's obviously drawing inspiration from that heavily. If he's quoting her thing directly, he's probably thinking about it a lot.
Yes.
This guy's, I'm gonna be so pissed at this.
No
movie.
one has dealt with more anger, Odyssey bros, than Emily Wilson.
God.
What, everything is bros now.
Everything is
Odyssey
fucking
bros, huh?
It's going to be
Wow.
Supergirl bros.
Odyssey bros.
Nolan Bros.
Inflation bros.
Nolan bros is
Weather
old.
bros.
Yeah. Snyder Bros.
Snyder bros. Who are laughing their ass off right now. Just
I
saying.
love how the whole goal of her translation was to let us know what the fucking maid was doing.
Right.
What are all the women doing? Let's give them more agency.
But yeah, what are the
And we
women
gotta
doing?
remove
They're,
whore.
they're cleaning
She's
and
spe-
making food. Yeah.
She specifically says that no one has looked at this through a gender lens before, and so she is there
It's a
to like
translation.
essentially realign it all.
It's
a
an adaptation.
translation. Yeah,
It's an adaptation.
It's fanfic at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there any highlighted? Did she discuss Nolan's Odyssey? I mean, because
She
Jeremy
has
just said
specifically.
she's not involved in it, but she's got the most hate.
She did say his team worked with her directly.
She
or his
specifically.
team
She specifically addressed his take,
mm-hmm.
and she's attacked people that are criticizing all
It's
of that.
very weird that I got out of my academic bubble and people are, clapping back at my statements. So it's always weird to these people. Like they don't understand. They play that fucking they don't understand thing. I completely changed Homer's Odyssey to put it through a feminist lens. It's weird that people are mad about that.
These people are just like the people in Hollywood. It's all people with the same mindset. They run out people from the right. It's actually worse in academia than it is in this shit.
If you look at her, though, there's either two options. She's either a radical feminist or she's going to be dropping F slurs on Twitter.
She's for sure a radical feminist, I
She is
assure you,
100%
especially
a
because
radical feminist.
she's in academia.
He specifically cited your opening line. Tell me about a complicated man, a reference point for him. What do you think drew him to your opener? It's evoking the ambivalence of a narrator's perspective on the protagonist, and what kind of fucking
Academic.
pretentious, and what kind of poem this will be. Well, it's the one that Homer wrote, but it's the one that you interpreted and adapted and changed. It's not
my
going to
favorite
be
line from
straightforward.
her is when she said she read lots of translations and they were all saying the same thing and she thought something different needed to be said. So, well, if everyone else is agreeing, maybe that is just correct.
Words mean something. It's like, is that such a crazy concept?
Gosh.
I don't know. Shad might know a guy who saw the Bible.
I might know a guy. I'm literally looking at Metatron's video on the truth about Emily Watson's Odyssey. I haven't watched the video yet. It's over an hour long, but I'm like, I might need to watch that one now because
it's not going to be.
He'll rip it apart.
It's not going to be straightforward, and it's going to be interesting for that very reason. You're not going to get bored because this is a character who will be constantly transforming himself. Transforming himself, just as the narrative of the poem will constantly transforming itself. Will be constantly transforming itself. So they're transforming. They're transforming it.
They're transing it.
They're transing it. As is a tome. I just wanted to see if she said anything specific about the Nolan film and she has worked with him or not.
She literally said it in the line up there.
She did.
Go back up.
What?
Go back up. Scroll back up.
Scroll back up.
Scroll back up. Keep going.
She said, "I know he's read several translations,
yes, including mine, and
okay.
it right there. There may be gray areas.
There may be gray areas like Black Helena Troy and Elliot Page.
There was also a bit about. Oh, sorry if you're reading it.
Oh, I know Christopher Nolan read several translations, including mine, and it probably contributed to the movie.
There's also a bit further down where it's on about the online discourse. Yeah, have you ever felt the online discourse?
Alt-right racist trolls.
She does the meme. I've scrolled past it. It's a made-up controversy because nobody's seen this movie. You can't judge it yet. It's just the usual triggers about race and gender. I find it very tedious.
Helena Troy has always been black.
Yeah, but it's very weird that she finds gender tedious, considering that's the basis of her entire translation.
Yep. I added a misogynist trolling button to my website most of the time. I can avoid it by avoiding social media, and it's fine, but I get the occasional email. Oh, well, welcome to the internet.
I'm sure that will help stop.
I want to learn more about this
the emails.
Oh, contact form.
Oh.
I'm gonna send her something.
That's
sure
hilarious.
Gonna do it.
That's good enough. We'll find out when we see it. We'll find out when we see it. But it sounds like it's involved in some way. And
I'm sure
any
it's
way,
involved in some way.
yeah, is not good.
If he starts using the word slave, that was one of the key things that Emily's been talking about all her entire time. That would essentially be the definitive proof.
Yeah.
That
White
would be
woman
the-
getting hung up on slavery. Imagine that.
Well, it was because she wants the moral weight of slavery being bad in the story because she said they would just refer to them as handmaids.
Sluts,
Well,
right?
they would do that because to them, slavery wouldn't be bad. So you're adding a moral judgment in a place where it just simply didn't exist. They didn't think of it that way.
What was it about how women were referenced in her version versus how it was originally referenced? They were referenced originally as, I think, sluts, but in her version,
sluts or whores.
She changed it to something else. Yeah, she changed it to something else. But I don't remember.
Yeah,
what
I think she liked suitors and things. It was just like women that just turned up. And before, because I think they were taken by force or something, and so people were judging them. And she's like, no, I removed the sexual judgment while also another thing had discussions about slavery. So it's essentially her entire translation is to put modern moral judgments into an ancient civilization, which changes the entire context.
Yeah,
which
she changes the story.
And to put more focus on the women in general in this story.
Yep.
That's what, and that when we saw kind of Anne Hathaway playing such, like the first couple trailers, it feels like we saw a decent amount from that. So people are wondering how much of that is going to be part of the story, which we don't know yet. All we can go is based off the trailers.
But this is the whole point. I mean, it's the same thing with Supergirl. It's the same thing with Superman. It's the same thing with Star Wars in a way. But with the Odyssey here, there are going to be it's same thing with Rings of Power. Rings of Power is a big one with this. People are going to see this Odyssey movie and say that's the original Odyssey, and they're not going to have any idea that there's a story before that, and they're not going to care. And that's it. That is the point. So whether a little change is enough, whether it's adapting this version or that version. This is the point. I mean, is to keep moving, keep bending the story and what it used to mean or what it originally meant, and just pointing it at a different audience until the original audience or the original message. Legacy doesn't matter anymore because legacy is hijacked as soon as you're dead now. Like it doesn't matter. C.S. Lewis, look at everything that's happening with Narnia. Look at everything that's happening with Rings of Power. People are watching the dozens of people that are watching Rings of Power still, us included. There's a lot of people that are seeing it and they're going to say, "Oh, I understand Tolkien now. That's what it was. That's what it is." And they're never going to touch the books. So I don't care if it's a tiny change. All of them are attacks. They're micro attacks. They're centimeters. Sometimes they're inches, but most of the time they're just centimeters moving us further along where the original stories don't mean anything anymore. The Superman means nothing. The next generation is going to grow up. They don't have the same emotional connection to Superman that we do. And that we cannot fix that. It's done. It's over. Like it's over. So I think it's just generally going to be like whatever this Odyssey is going to going to be bad.
By that standard, how do you feel about Man of Steel changing Superman?
Not great. I mean, look at the after effects of that.
I hate Man of Steel.
I'm just saying, like that's the point. So if we're gonna get angry, let's get angry. And Man of Steel fucked up Superman.
I'm not a Snyder guy.
To his character. So anyway, go ahead, Shad. You had a point.
Well, I was just thinking, like broadly, I think what Fake Wizard is saying is actually true for a lot of the normies out there. For people like me, though, man, I was watching Christopher Reeve's Superman with my second oldest son last night. Like we sat down and watched it. And I was telling him how great Christopher Reeve was as Clark Kent and why it's so great, and he was getting into it. Like we can keep the old stuff that has the true value alive by just showing it. Like it's still good, and we can just show our kids. And so my kids, they're being raised on that stuff.
Context matters too. What was the motivation behind the Man of Steel fucking up Superman? Listen, Jonathan Kent scene's stupid as fuck.
It is. Hey, Nolan was involved in those terrible decisions too.
Yes,
Let's
he
not forget,
was.
Okay?
Yes, he was. He was prominent with Man of Steel.
Prominent.
But what's the motivation behind that? It wasn't when you can pick out the motivation behind the Odyssey's casting, which was 100% DEI and identity politics. That's where I have a problem, because with Man of Steel, it was a horrible creative decision. There's none of the identity politics behind it.
You can also look at Man of Steel and go,
Lawrence Fishburne cast as Perry White is an identity politics decision.
Yes, it is.
So there is in it. And again, that goes back to the micro that Fake Wizard's talking about. And that's
that underlines his point, because most people are like, it's fine. But then they go crazy with it.
I agree.
Well,
but
you
you
also look at the core of like a character and you go like, Man of Steel doesn't feel like it's trying to ruin the character or reinvent the mythos.
And that's the beauty of it.
But you can look at Guardians
of the micro decision that he's talking about.
You can look at Guardians of the Galaxy, and that 100% is rewriting those characters' mythos. It has nothing to do with those characters. And it happened to be a good movie, which is why everybody let it pass. But that's the thing. And we've talked about this before with Star Wars and Star Trek. You keep making prequels because prequels means you can rewrite the history of everything that's come before, so that when you reinvent it in the future, nobody knows what the past was about. You go, well, it doesn't matter because we already redid those movies. We've already remade those. So you don't even have to look at those anymore because of what we've done now.
Sorry, Extra Girl, check private chat, please.
I feel like it's every week this summer, though. I feel like there is a case to be made, whether it's a micro or a macro problem of writers coming in and making these adjustments. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. Master of the Universe, Toy Story 5, Supergirl. I mean, it is everything this year. There is something being changed. I mean, even Project Hail Mary, which we've seen the movie. Hey, we like the movie. What it changes from the book, and yes, there are like the hard science is pulled out, but like there are some character differences there. Like the scientist, the lady, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but she is like kind of a sociopath in the book. Yeah,
Completely
She's like
different,
not nice. She's not a nice person in the book, and they softened her like crazy for this movie.
Yep.
She's like you empathize with her, you understand the position
She sings
she's
karaoke.
in. She sings karaoke. She's nice. She is not nice, and they softened that. But that's the point. It's constantly changing things. Mike, that point about Drax, I'll never forgive that. And like the whole thing of why is he after Thanos and what's his motivation for being interested in Thanos at all? In the comics, it's great. They completely rob it away. It's a throwaway sentence, I think, in Guardians 1 or 2. I think it's at the end of 1. He's
It's at the end of 1 where he says, Thanos is the real bad guy. Yeah. This is I am designed and custom built to beat this guy. Like I'm here to beat Thanos' ass. That is my whole existence, is just to fuck this guy's life up. Like, yeah, it's very different. But I mean, the other part of it too is like you can have it's when you have a book and you have hours of people reading a book versus you have 2 hours of a movie. That always is a conversation to have of what has to give and what doesn't have to give, and how do you change things and how do you disseminate certain information to the audience that you know is not just for fans of the book or fans of the source material. I think, you know, we hold these examples up, but I think Christopher Nolan did a great job of getting the idea of what the Joker is and what he's supposed to represent in The Dark Knight. I know a lot of people say they're not good Batman films. I think they actually nail the idea of these two characters and what they represent to each other pretty well. I think Heath Ledger's Joker does a good job of it. But I also think Batman 89 and Jack Nicholson's Joker, especially watching it again recently,
doesn't really get all the
good
things,
adaptation, man.
The big part of that character is that he's a detective, and I don't think anybody's ever gotten that across. Not even the new movie, because he was kind of a retard.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people forget how much detective work he does in The Dark Knight. I mean, there's a lot of like, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on against a guy that literally has like no identity. I thought that kind of concept and what it pushed him to do. I think it was interesting, but you are right. We've never got the world's
He also
greatest
wouldn't
detective.
quit the mission because his girlfriend died.
That's true. Yeah,
That's
you
not
just tell her his
something
secret
Batman would ever
identity and
do.
then cry about it later. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
he's too much of a simp in the Nolan movies. Kind of, I've never liked that.
He kind of.
I like those
Batman
movies
too,
fine, but I have my complaints.
He kind of is in the Batman
Rises has
too,
a lot
because
of
as soon as he meets Catwoman, he's like, I am all in on this girl. I don't even know
Batman
her.
Begins is
Yeah,
pretty.
Batman Begins is a damn.
but he
good
walks
Batman.
to
Begins
his
is
fucking
fucking
spine getting
great,
broken in the third movie because he
Batman Begins
has
is
a hots
fucking
for
rad.
Catwoman.
You know, on the topic of Project Hail Mary, I've listened to the audiobook twice now and rewatched the film twice again after it came out digitally. And there are things in the film that it changed but did better than the book, and there are things in the book I prefer. But I tell you what, the fact that they gave more emotion to Rocky and the hug, like there's 2 moments where they introduced the hug in the film, that made like. There were moments with Rocky that were just better, and the hug
movie
moments with
rules.
Rocky I love that.
I mean, the book is better, but the movie rules.
Well,
man.
I like the thing is because I actually like them both equally, and I think some of the changes they made in the movie were different. But they didn't lessen it. I think they made it its own kind of good, and the book is its own kind of good. And I hold them almost equally. After having re-listened and rewatched them both now twice, I love them both. They're just like
Wizard bringing up the change in the female. I haven't read the book. I watched the movie. I like the movie. It's fine. But that is it as drastic as you're saying it is, Wizard?
It's drastic.
So
I can't. Why have no one talked about this?
No.
Wizard's the first
still worked
person
in the movie.
Yeah, but that's an active decision. That's an active decision.
No, I'll push back a little bit on that, where I think the adaptation also left out some stuff where there is some softness in Strat in the book that they don't bring into the film, and so it kind of balances
At
out.
moments, yeah.
In the book, Strat trusts Grace far more. Grace becomes her second in command, basically. And there's a scene where all the people say, yeah, you're basically the second. Everyone looks to you the second, where they didn't bring that in the book. So the level of trust Strat has in Grace is depicted far more in the book than the film.
I highly recommend listening to the book. Ray Porter reads it, and he does a fucking great job.
Voice in Dark Side.
And so
the difference here, though, the difference here, though, is you and I, Gary, everybody at home, we're all not normies, and the normies are not going to care. And when they tell the story to, you know, their friends who are also normies, or the kids that they pass these stories down to. Now, granted, yes, Project Hail Mary, the movie's awesome. I enjoyed it.
Phenomenal.
And that's fine. And this is an isolated thing. It's like Harry Potter, the book versus the movie. Well, we could like some of the movies. It's different. But people are going to perceive, they are perceiving film, the shows, as fact. And so, and yes, Project Hail Mary was done to be a faithful adaptation, 100%. It was honoring the source material. You can enjoy both changes, and you've been able to study them. That's not most people. But when we look at something like Rings of Power, Supergirl, Superman, and my fear is going to be the Odyssey, it's these changes are being done to change the culture, is to change the perception and relationships on these characters with the culture. Toy Story 5 made Buzz and Woody into embarrassments to change how we perceive Buzz and Woody. That was it. And they're going to keep making more of these things. And it's going to keep changing. It's going to keep getting worse.
Those are
specifically with the Odyssey.
That's out and really tell.
Specifically with the Odyssey, that's already known, because Emily Wilson says she made that translation so it could go into and easily be read in universities. It was designed to get in when people were learning about it, and that was the translation that will be used going into the future.
Yep.
And just like anything, like the importance of these stories, right? Whether it be the Odyssey, whether it be Superman or whatever, a change in that is going to have more big ripple effects on things across everything than, say, an adaptation of a moderately successful book that isn't part of any grander IP. You know what I mean? So I do hear what you're saying with some of the changes to Project Hail Mary. I didn't have a huge issue with a lot of them because I did like, in general, what they did, and they are limited with time. I missed a lot of like the science shit that they did in the book. You know what I mean? Because of how interesting it was and how intriguing it was, and there just wasn't as much time for that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I wish there was a longer cut out there.
But shockingly, there are some changes they made in the film that were better. The reveal about the fuel and that Grace will be able to return home, that was done better in the film. The emotion was so much stronger. The performance of Ryan Gosling, I like, even upon my fourth watching, I still tear up at that scene. It is so powerful, right? Where that scene in the book, like, he does cry, but it doesn't carry the emotional weight. The performance isn't there.
Because you're watching something versus listening. So there's
exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but then there are things in the book that is so much better because at the very end, he reunites with the character. It's big. It's done much better in the book than the film. And so, because some actually I get better out of different ones. It's not just one is universally better and they don't make an abomination. I love both equally. They're like two of my favorite things.
Both equally. I like them both equally.
Probably equal. But all of that with all of the other things we're talking about with characters here and there, making Helen of Troy the blackest bitch you can find is truly one of the worst decisions you can ever think of. I mean,
well, they do say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
That's true. The blacker the berry, the better chance you get at an Oscar. But yeah, so making Helen of Troy the face that launched 1,000 ships into Lupita Nyong'o, that is a direct decision. Yep. There's no doubt about that. So
it's like Black Snape. There's no justifying that decision creatively. It is a political decision. It is an activist decision. Period.
Yeah, and it's a decision that I think it's one of the worst race swaps we've seen. Like, can we think of another one? Even though this is probably
Ariel.
Yeah, but like even Black Snape is not as bad as Black Helen of Troy. I think Black Helen of Troy is worse than Black Snape.
I think it's pretty
the historical context to that and
both
everything
done for the same motivation.
Yeah.
They are, but the face that launched 1,000 ships is now going to be a
what
black
it comes
woman.
down to once again is context too, because like I'll bring this as an example. I know it's a rare example of it being done, but like Kenneth Branagh cast Denzel Washington as an Italian prince, and nobody was mad about it and Much Ado About Nothing, because Denzel Washington can do Shakespeare like with the best of them. It's about context for what is the reason, and right now there was no reason to do the race swap other than you're trying to appease your Hollywood constituents. Like there was no other. Christopher Nolan's not known for doing like blind casting. I just cast whoever I want to and whatever I want to. He specifically chose that, and there was a reason for that. There was somebody in his ear.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Still,
Happen, so.
But
I mean,
what?
He just did flashes on that day. He knew she was fucking white though.
Yeah.
White,
So,
dark hair, looks enough like
you
Kate
can't-
Combs. Let's
no,
go.
No, Chris Nolan
You ain't
is playing
first,
the
you're
Hollywood
last.
game when he doesn't need to. Period.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is, and we'll see.
He's
see how that
backing their
turns out.
play. Yeah, he's.
Ryan, did you see this? You can't see the whole headline. Not my Hagrid. Nick Frost.
The violent and childlike part.
Nick Frost says people won't like his Harry Potter role.
I don't think he said that. I don't know if he said it like that. I've
He's
seen
gonna
the
play it-
headline.
he's gonna play
It's
it
definitely a
different.
clickbait headline.
Yeah. I don't think he said that. I think that he said people are not like he was making a reference to the previous one, and I don't remember how he worded it, but that doesn't. I don't think that's how it was worded.
He's basically going to play it different. That's what
There
he's
it is,
saying.
right there. Scroll down.
Yep.
He further added, "Some people won't like it. They'll go, not my Hagrid." That's what I saw that he said. The very bottom.
They
of
already
the,
are. But he's Ozempic Hagrid.
But that headline's a little misleading, unless he said it somewhere else that I didn't see.
I think they're going to play up a little on some of these times where Hagrid does really lose his temper and stuff like that. What are the quotes he uses? Kind of violent and childlike, which I actually do think those things, like, yes, Hagrid is very gentle at times with certain things, but there's also times where he grabs Karkaroff by the throat and holds him up against a tree for insulting Dumbledore. You know, he fucking uses magic on an 11-year-old boy and tries to turn him into a fucking pig as punishment.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that is like kind of an outrageous thing. You don't think about it when you're reading that book because it's meant for like such a younger audience or whatever. That is like a pretty outrageous reaction, and he could get in massive trouble for it.
Yep.
I don't know exactly what he means here. Obviously, I've got fucking concerns about all of this fucking show.
Well,
But-
did you like the trailer outside of Black Snape? Because I thought the trailer was fine. Didn't blow me away, but like I thought it was fine. But I'm not.
I
a Harry
agree. I
Potter
think it was fine. Like it was nothing that was like, oh, this is magical. But the problem is there's such this overhanging dark cloud, no pun intended, which is fucking Snape.
Yeah.
Like, so knowing that we're gonna get a glimpse of that. I do think that fucking Dumbledore looked like he just crawled out of a fucking tunnel in New York City somewhere. That was a weird way to first see Dumbledore.
That was a weird choice. Yeah.
But we've also seen a lot of stuff where he looks great. It was just a weird.
Yeah, the
one for
sets
them to
look
choose.
really good. A lot of the actors look perfectly cast. And then there's Black Snape. And
if you take Black Snape out of that trailer, I think it's a fine trailer.
I think
But
it wouldn't have got
I agree.
ratioed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It absolutely would not have gotten ratioed. Well,
it did.
It wouldn't have gotten ratioed if he was never cast. But even if they didn't show him, just the knowledge that the people have,
People would
they were
still
probably
been
still
making
going to do
comments.
it. Yeah, because like I told you, Gary, if an Odyssey trailer, a official Odyssey trailer drops, and Black Helen of Troy is in it, that motherfucker is going to.
Yep. If she's not in it, it has a chance.
It still got close without her.
Listen.
But if she's in it, it's done.
Speaking to that, if Chris Nolan is the only reason this film, and yes, I know it's a Chris Nolan film, but you take his name out of the equation, it'd be getting fucking wrecked so much worse.
Yeah,
absolutely, 1000%.
Yeah,
The fact that he
Netflix
survived,
adaptation.
the fact that he survived the ratio is kind of crazy. I mean, but you're
if
100%
this
right.
backfires on him though, and this movie tanks, this could end his career.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, I think if it flopped, he'd get a job the next day.
Yeah,
I
100%.
think,
Yeah,
but I think this not
He'll do
doing
a Star
well is
Wars
another
next.
gaping chest wound in Hollywood that's already like falling apart as it is, because they can't bank on their biggest guy in their industry to survive this. Like, who else is there? They don't have any other stars or directors.
He's like one of the
They-
last people left that you will go see something based on his name.
Yep.
Yes.
And that could shake off after this if it does. Like, I don't know if
That
I
could
would
be
rush to the
damaged.
theater to see a Nolan movie if this is what I think it might be.
The only argument would be James Cameron, if he still made movies outside of Avatar, is a name that would get people to the theater, but he doesn't make movies.
But he
So
can't-
it's
yeah,
kind
he
of the
can't
point of
stop
his movie.
He's
himself
too
at this
busy
point.
going around in
Yeah.
his little submarine to do anything.
It's like, I'm building a new camera. They're like, for what? I don't know.
M. Night Shyamalan gets
Try to get it close to
Never
zoom up
mind.
the
Never mind.
Titanic.
Sorry. Yeah, I forgot about
I'm going
that.
to the moon with my camera, and you're like, why? And he's, I
James
don't know.
Cameron has 5 ex-wives to feed, so he's got to do something.
Big
Bill making Avatar movies.
I do agree. Like, if this wasn't a Nolan movie, this would be a movie that would be like one of the Netflix shows that comes out that gets just annihilated on the internet and then it goes away. So
I don't care what the books say. My grandmama told me Helen of Troy was black.
Right. All right, that's it. Sorry for everyone for the echo chamber. I'll try to do better next week. It was like 4 weeks in a row proving we're an echo chamber. So hail to the echo chamber. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Jeremy. Bisexual Jeremy. All right, let's get to the people. Let's get to the people. Ryan's like, what?
I don't know if I understand that reference.
It's a pun. It's punny. It's punny. Let's get to the people, shall we? Everybody doing okay? Wait, did we get?
Yeah.
Just read the private chat. Yeah.
So, talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
Yeah. I mean, I can read some super chats if you want.
Well,
you read super chats?
Okay. Well, what I can say is the meetup in Las Vegas has a location.
We're confirmed.
We are confirmed for a location. We're just not sure when the RSVP is going to go up. I thought it was going to go up this week, but it might go up next week. But we have a place in Vegas that is very close to the Millennium Fandom Bar where we held a lot of our events. We're going to keep that location name close to the vest for a while. And the reason being is because we had a location before. So apologies to anybody who's heard this before, but we had a location before, the Punk Rock Museum. I announced it on a Nerdrotic at night, and 25 minutes later, they pulled the plug.
Yeah.
So
do we just want to say we're going to announce it next week?
We are going to announce the RSVP next week.
Correct.
We will announce the name of the location very close to the actual date, but I just want to make sure we can find a way that everybody knows that name of the location. But it is in Las Vegas. It's close to the Millennium Fandom Bar. We're trying to keep them from backing out, although it'd be very hard for them to do that right now. It's a very nice location. It's got some outdoor, some indoor, a bar, food. So the meetup is on August 6th, 6:30 to 10 p.m., Las Vegas, Nevada. It is a Thursday that's happening. And we will put up the RSVP next week. So thank you for waiting. Apologies to everybody that we are too punk rock for the Punk Rock Museum, apparently. And I've told the story before, but they gave us an excuse last minute that we miscalculated the overtime for security. So the event is canceled. They didn't say, oh, well, do you mind paying a little more money for the security, which I would have been happy to do. But no, it was just crickets after that. Then it took them a week to return our deposit. So fuck them for wasting our time and wasting my wife's time and putting this thing in jeopardy. And I would have preferred they've been honest, because I know they're not being honest. Listen, I know what happened. Either somebody who works there, somebody was a board member, or they got some phone call. Don't know. One of those three things happened and they pulled out.
James Gunn is the new punk rock.
Yes. Yeah, they're about as punk rock as Green Day. Okay. But let's get to the people, shall we? Legalize Adulthood, holy shit, has gifted 40 Nerdrotic memberships.
Whoa.
40. Nice. $200.
Nice.
We'll have to do a watch party. Maybe we'll continue with Clarkson's Farm, since we're getting a Clarkson's Farm season 6, and Jeremy Clarkson's cancer is in remission. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
He really could have stretched that out a little longer.
He could have.
It's announcement 2 days later. Hey, we're peachy over here.
He was on the farm working and in front of cameras. And if you go to the farm diddly squat, you can go to the shop and you'll see him if you're lucky. That will be part of our UK trip whenever that happens. It's happening next year. Not sure of the exact dates yet, but we are going to be making a pilgrimage to Clarkson's Farm. Shad and I went there with X-Ray Girl and Mr. Pork Chop, and we signed the wall. Yeah. I wonder if it's still there. Well,
We'll have
I
to
guess
find
I
out.
should
You know,
probably watch that show before we go. Then, if we're going there, huh?
it's a really
That show
good show.
rules,
It's very
Ryan.
sweet.
It's great.
Even
You'll
I've
like
just
it.
rewatched. Yeah, I've just rewatched season 1 with my 3 eldest kids, and they're hooked. They love it, and they're making
phenomenal.
really like good comments about nature of farming, like and the complexity around everything. It is actually a good educational
It is a
show. Like it's
based show. In episode 2 of season 5, they burned Keir Starmer in effigy.
I know, right? I was laughing my head off at that. Based. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
and that's riskier than it seems over here because people have got arrested for the things they've burnt on bonfires before.
And I think that's exactly why they did it. Andy Willman, the guy who pretty much ran Top Gear and Grand Tour and edits Clarkson's Farm, that guy's savage. Love that dude. So thank you, Legalize Adulthood. We will never do that, by the way. Legalize Adulthood. Two-hander VGC has gifted 20 Nerdrotic memberships for $100. Hail. Appreciate you. Stephen A. Patton for $49.99. Gunn's DCU has truly inspired me to write my own DCU because he clearly can't be trusted to do it himself. I work full-time in a warehouse and have written only 2 fantasy novels. Only 2? Okay, pussy. Well, that's 2 more than George R. R. Martin over the last 15 years. But I'm thoroughly convinced I can map out a better DCU than this. You probably could.
Hey, in a couple of years, you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're going to be Superman. He can't fly, but he can still jump. Like you'll be able to do something with a version of that character. And
I thought you meant that the job will be available in 2 years.
Oh, well, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have more writing experience than the writer of Supergirl already. So,
Fair
I
enough.
know a big, good comic book writer who has something locked and loaded and ready to go. I can't wait to see it. I am looking for that tweet from Sunday about George R. R. Martin. The anniversary, the unfortunate anniversary. Where did it go? God, I'm tweeting like a 14-year-old girl. What the fuck is going on here? I passed it up. So George R. R. Martin passed a significant anniversary on the premiere of House of the Dragon, which is ironic, shall we say, while I'm still looking for this stupid tweet and I can't find it. Maybe you can find it, X-Ray Girl.
I'm trying.
So on the premiere of House of the Dragon, it was like 5,584 days since the release of A Dance with Dragons. That also just so happened to be the exact same amount of time between the release of A Game of Thrones and The Winds of Winter. So
crazy.
it has now been the entire length of what it took for him to write those or publish those books. And that's how long the wait has been. And that day happened on the premiere of House of the Dragon season 3, which wasn't good, totally disappointing. And guess what? Viewership is down.
Yep.
Viewership is down. No surprise there.
It's not like Crash. What is it, like 22 million compared to 25 million or something?
8%. And you can attribute that to the 2-year wait. And they did bring that up. And that's something streaming shows are going to have to fucking figure out. You can't be waiting 2 to 3 years between shows, no matter how much of a hit it is. It's too long.
It really is. The George thing is even crazier when you factor in that he wrote 3 books in 4 years, right? 96, 98, 2000, the first 3 books. The next 2 that were released were really just one fucking book that he split into 2 for Feast and Dance. So,
but he's actively writing
so little. What's that?
He's actively writing stuff and putting stuff out all the time, though. He was a part of a bunch of things. Elden Ring. He's been working on these shows. He's published. Didn't he put out like some add-on book about lore and stuff in?
Fire and Blood.
Yeah, Fire and Blood, which is like that is what this is an adaptation of. Yeah, House of the Dragon.
Yeah, but with like Elden Ring,
he'll work on
that's
anything
mostly
but his
just
mainline books. The ones that make him the most money.
Yes, and the ones that require the least amount of work because he's a lazy fuck. Today marks the day we've waited for. The Winds of Winter to release the same amount of days it took George R. R. Martin to release the first 5 books in a Song of Ice and Fire series. Day between the release of the first 5 books, 5,458 Days Waiting for the Winds of Winter. The fifth book, 5,458. Jesus Christ. It's never coming out. It is absolutely never coming out. There's another thing I wanted to show real quick. I took possession of something. It's right over there. I can't pick
It's
it.
beautiful.
Oh, it's arrived.
Do you want me to come down and drag it over?
No, it's okay. We could show everybody a picture of it.
Oh, yes.
I got it. So I got my scalp. I got my scalp from Starfleet Academy. A screen-used shuttle chair that they did a weird auction where you can only pick it up in Canada, and I just so happen to know somebody who lives in Canada. Thank you, X-Ray Girl, who picked it up for me, and now it is here. There will be a Spock stream on this chair. That will fucking happen.
Go.
100% happen. So
That's awesome.
Yes.
Season 2.
Yes.
Think of how many times Holly Hunter's feet were on that, Gary.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro.
Yes.
And listen, I have
Hyde is going to be jealous.
Yeah, I'll think of Kato.
Oh my God! Don't even bring that up. That's just weird. But I think he likes feet. I think he likes feet because he's so close to feet.
Yeah. It's like a trauma response. He has to like him because he has to see him all the time. Yeah.
Poor Kata, man.
But I need a trophy from the Acolyte. I kind of have one for the Marvels. You know that poster where I drew the lines on it to make it look like an ass and vagina. I bought a poster and redrew it. I'm going to frame it. And I've got this. I need one for the Acolyte. Something. But yes, very happy to get this. And a Spock stream will be coming soon. Coming soon.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. And I just lost what I was looking for. Son of a bitch. There it is. All right. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 50. Hollywood Shills, Angry Jose, Grace Randolph, John Campea all admitted that Supergirl wasn't a good film. Meanwhile, the Asoy Zach and EVS, the Throat Goat, are now shilling for Supergirl. EVS even made a creepy AI video of him and Millie Alcock kissing.
Ew.
What?
Sounds contrarian.
I don't know anything about that, but look, people are gonna have different opinions. You're gonna agree, you're gonna disagree. It is what it is. We didn't all have the same opinion necessarily on some of the stuff we talk about here. Supergirl, pretty much a clean sweep for us, but
everybody seems to mostly agree that it's shit.
Yeah, because it is.
Because it is.
Because we have eyes and ears.
And it's so bad that people who are saying it's good, I would not trust their judgment on film.
Except for Rachel Leichman. We're sexist if we give it a bad review. But
including the women that don't like it.
But what did Angry Joe say? If you don't buy a ticket for Supergirl, you're for higher gas prices and starving children and Africa and war.
Wow.
He's being a little hyperbolic there, probably. But I just don't understand
exactly the things that all these channels cover.
Yeah, like
even his.
I just don't understand why he. It's funny because he'll spend 3 days melting down on Twitter over it, but he won't really make it like a YouTube video topic. Probably because he knows he'll get fucking wrecked by it. So then even when he makes his review, he's like, "Yeah, this kind of fucking sucks," and he's still melting down in the comment section. But
his point was really hypocritical. It was like he was taking issue with the fact that Disparu was taking issue with the marketing of Supergirl when all these other bad things are happening in the world. What about you, Joe? You're ranting about retarded things all the time. Reverse the logic, but be consistent. Under the same logic, what right do you have to get upset with the prices of a video game when all these bad things are happening in the world? You're a bloody hypocrite.
No, he spent a whole week crying in comments when he could have been stopping a genocide.
Exactly.
His first comments were even weirder.
He put to Disparu.
But his first comment was even weirder because he said, you don't talk about politics when actually you're just complaining about Supergirl because you want them to have your politics. So you're going to have to pick one.
Pick a lane, bro.
To convince everyone to my thing. No, I don't talk about politics at all.
No, Red Letter Media did that too. And I can't remember the video. Mahler and I covered it where they talked about starving children in Africa. I think it was about Star Wars. I can't remember. And maybe I think it was one of the videos where they used Ryan's thumbnail. They love Ryan over at RLM.
That's the problem is that they're getting blackpilled by watching the videos, and they're like, "Fuck, I gotta agree with these guys," and they have to double down.
No, they have.
Yeah,
to,
and then they fucking crush Mando and Grogu. It's like
they just want to separate from us so they can have Jack Quaid on their show and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
because here's
well,
the
they
thing,
had me in their Mandalorian and Grogu review, but I think that's because they don't know who I am.
Oh,
so it was perfect. So they
I
put me in
remember-
there as like a good example. I'm like, because you don't know who I am.
when Dispro's covering like Velma, Angry Joe's commenting on like all of those videos, like all the time.
Yeah.
Like
Halo,
I was like,
it's happened a few times.
oh yeah, I'm like, you're watching all of these videos. Like, obviously you must like them. Like, I don't hate watch that much stuff. I'm petty as fuck, and I can't hate watch that much that much stuff. Like,
I can't wait for her Golden Girls. Let's get that made. I hope they
What?
greenlight that. Yeah, and apparently it's not going to be a reboot. It's going to take place in that world.
It's diverse old women this time.
I don't know. She was just talking about she wanted to do
Mindy
it.
Kaling?
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about Millie Alcock, so I'm like, what?
Oh no. He brought up Velma.
I remember
He brought up
Velma.
Velma.
Right.
Yeah.
So I hope that gets made. Oh man.
No, you cannot touch Golden Girls.
That was so
Yeah, I
much
don't think
fun,
it's
that
gonna
Velma
happen.
show.
I don't know. The only remake that I'm kind of interested in is fucking Rockford Files because David Boreanaz, every show he's in is pretty fucking good. Although make new shit. Just have a detective show with David Boreanaz. Marmalin for 50. Hail chat, and hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Everybody have a great weekend. Okay. Have a great Saturday and Sunday. 20 Petunia 7 for $49.99. Hi everyone. Happy Friday. What do you think is the long-term plan for these studios? They cannot be making enough money to sustain the status quo. So what are they doing by continuously making bad movies over and over again? Have a good weekend. They're in a doom loop because they need to bring budgets down. The audience has shrunk. That's why they are charging. This is what the comic industry, that's how it's been able to survive forever. They're charging fewer people more money. Inflation. That's inflation, but it's also contraction of your audience too.
Yeah.
So they stopped reporting ticket sales back in 2020, 2019 because they were dropping so much. And it's pretty much half the audience today. It's down 40 to 50% from even 6 years ago. So they feel like they can only do thrill ride movies and pump a bunch of money into it. And that is clearly not the case. And this year we have gotten some good stuff, some really good stuff. And YouTubers going out and schooling them is fucking hilarious. You couldn't write a better ending for Star Wars getting fucking crushed by a movie that cost under $1 million.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And it's still doing well. It's
Yes.
still in like
Still
the top
doing it.
3.
No, Garrett said when he was looking for tickets, I mean, he found some, but he had to look. Like, when's the last time you had to like look? That wasn't like some fan screening for Spider-Man or something like that. Like, never. Jim Henson back from the dead for $50.
Wow.
Glad you're back. Could you please voice Kermit?
Right.
KFC has Lobo Ranch and Ruth's Sweet Chili. Lobo would be more of a sweet chili guy than ranch. It's like Old Spice making Superman citrus and Batman black cherry. Everyone knows Batman smells like grease and gasoline. These promoters know nothing. I remember the Superman citrus and black.
Just
Oh, there goes Grandpa again.
Black cherry.
yeah.
trying to get the Ryan emphasis on that.
That's just the way I say it. Something comes over me. I don't know.
Well, you're starting to say it with gay now. Now you're all
You see-
gay.
You think they would have saved the KFC promotion for lanterns? See, it would just work better.
I would have respected the hell out of that marketing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, maybe they'll still use it. Who knows?
Yeah. Le Cunning Linguist for $50 Australian. Last week, I was shocked to discover that Jeremy is an inflation denier. Since the 1930s, millions have been lost with books, documentaries, and even museums dedicated to us. Inflation is real, Jeremy. Don't be an inflation denier. Dude, I was hoping he would bring up that argument. if Gone with the Wind came out today. I heard that I almost drove off the fucking road. I was driving up here. I'm like, what are you talking about? Jesus. Retro Meister for 50. Hail FNT. I had a gut feeling last year James's misfires super skank was going to be the Captain Marvel of DC or Captain Marvel 2.0 based on bad decisions. You're better off watching classic episodes of Kara and Lobo in Superman the Animated Series over this feminist garbage. Yes, you are. This feminist garbage. Absolutely. Superman the Animated Series is fucking great.
Supergirl looks that was such a great look for her. I'm surprised they've never, well, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that they've never used that again, but it was such a great costume. It was a great look for her.
Peter David.
Also, the Batman Superman crossover intro of Supergirl comic book run, I loved. The artwork was top. And there's an animated adaptation of that as well that I really enjoyed. It's got Darkseid in it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen that one too. Yeah.
Those movies, they've done such a better job with their animated movies. I think some of those animated movies are better than a lot of the Marvel stuff.
They're really good. I will say in recent years, they're very hit or
miss.
Not so
good. Recently, they're not as great.
It's when they had that continuity line that they were doing. It was kind of all the same years.
Well,
a lot of that stuff was really good.
Nightfall looks pretty good.
Yes,
it does.
I just saw the trailer for that the other day. Batman Nightfall, a 3-part movie adaptation that they're doing.
I hope they get it right because that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
You
I like that it's
know,
R-rated too.
This might be good news or bad news, but they were going to make a animated Kingdom Come with Alex Ross involved, but James Gunn nixed it when he took over.
Probably
because he wanted to kind of adapt Kingdom Come.
Maybe. I don't know the reason, but they basically shit-canned everything except for his stuff when he took over.
Well,
Ian so forth for 50 British pounds. Hey, the World Cup's still going on, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? Other than the entire world except me, I think.
America number one.
America doesn't give a shit about
We
soccer.
just lost to Turkey last night.
But we're already in the next round,
they
so they
advanced,
probably weren't.
so-
It was just strategic loss. That's
To make Turkey feel better.
Yeah, because you save your better players
The first
for
fucking 3 minutes. You had a strategic loss.
because the whole point they put in their backup so that they weren't like wearing out their other guys and stuff. It was a kind of a thing
for the
doctor. One of my favorite things
about the World Cup.
I just
one of
want
my
us
favorite
to win
things to
so
listen
we
to
can
on
tell everybody
daily.
it's soccer now. So
one of my favorite things to listen to on daily is whenever someone brings up the World Cup with Ryan, because I'm always like, oh, here it comes.
No, my favorite thing was they didn't talk about the Odyssey this morning, so Jay could talk about his DMV experience. That was riveting.
So good.
Riveting stuff. I hope it gets clipped by Danky. I want to Jay at the DMV.
It went on a little longer than I expected, but yeah, because of that we didn't get to talk about the Odyssey influencer thing.
Ryan, remember that time Jay came on and he went on like an 18-minute fucking talk? Like he just went on forever. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. And
what was he talking about? I
can't even remember, but he didn't take a breath, so nobody could break in. And he just went on and on and on and on. I got to find it now.
I don't remember.
For the
I remember when we were in Vegas and we did the thing at that podcasting studio, and Jay had no idea who anyone's name was. That's when he called Chris Frank. And that's when he was sitting next to Robert Barnes, and because I let Jay take my spot, and I came out and like had a drink, was chilling and everything, and I get a fucking message from him when he's sitting there on stream. He says, "What's the lawyer's name?" Because he had just called Chris Frank. So he didn't
have we got to find a place to do a show in Vegas too. I'm hope what's going on is do Salty still have the studios, Odin?
Yeah, he still does. I haven't heard much from them because I know that they're working a lot out there right now. So
yeah, that's good. I saw the website still up, so
mm-hmm.
So we'll talk to them. For the few Doctor Who fans that are left out there, I saw one cool thing with the World Cup is Karen Gillan was with the actor who played Van Gogh, and they were together watching Scotland. Yes, that was cool. Awesome. That was really
At
cool.
one point, she came home on the wrong bus as well, and she's surrounded by Brazilian
Brazil,
fans, and she's like the only Scot. Starts her own chant, and just everyone else around her.
Yeah,
Oh no.
So Ian so forth for 50 British pounds. I love the feminist retelling of the Odyssey. It was the Sex in the City of ancient Greece. Oh God, I hate that show. Everybody talked about it when it was out. So
it's the worst.
Ian so forth for 50 more British pounds. I hate it when anyone has a go at Disbrew. I feel like that's my exclusive.
It does happen a lot. Like he gets drunk and covered in his own vomit and then starts sending super chats at me.
Yeah.
Gotta keep you honest.
Andrew McCarty for 199 Flash. Thoughts on Wano? What is your favorite arc?
Thoughts on Wano?
Wano, sorry.
I like Wano. Wano's good. I don't want to spoil it too much because if I talk about the show that came out, years ago, I'm spoiling it for Netflix people. So, but I liked it. I like Elbath. My favorite arc, though, I don't know, man. I really like Egghead. So, but I'm not sure if it's my favorite yet.
What'd you think of the
Marine Ford is always going to be top dog.
What'd you think of that trailer?
It's great.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Looks real good.
I
wonder how much it will get remade, though. I wonder if they'll
if they
actually be able to do the whole thing.
It's pretty ambitious.
If they could just make it to Wano, that'd be really cool because Wano is when they updated the animation for the show overall. Like the show looks really good, especially now that they're doing seasons, which they should have done for a long time ago.
Andrew
We'll
McCarty,
get less filler that way.
That's I think the whole point of it.
Yeah,
next year.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't take too long for them to make the next season because this ends, the new show, it's like kind of behind.
Andrew McCarty for $4.99. Hail Flash. I don't know how far you caught up, but next chapter is a banger so far. Albath has been phenomenal. Hopefully, trend continues.
Right now they're doing some Brooke flashbacks, and Albath's been pretty cool. A lot of the stuff in there has been pretty awesome. I am caught up. We got to see the big bad finally after 1,000 chapters. You finally get to see what the villain looks like.
I picked up the latest chapter when I was in Japan, and I looked at the pictures. Couldn't understand any of it in Shonen Jump.
Where you're at, looking at where that is now, it's like fucking night and day difference. It's crazy.
Of all the things we saw in Japan, the one thing that I still don't give a fuck about really is anime.
And it's everywhere, dude.
That's everywhere. Like major export now. It's part of their culture.
There's some really good anime out there
everywhere.
I've been watching
everywhere there. Like no joke.
Except the Pokemon anime. Still love that one.
That's anime, Ryan.
There's some really good anime out there.
Sorry, Flash. Gone.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
Okay. Like, fuck it. I don't want to say it anymore.
I don't talk about anime anymore.
Fuck you guys. I'm going to keep it to myself. Josh Kelsey has dropped $19.99 and walks away because that's what he does. Hail, Josh. Carlos, 149 for $9.99. Gary, we're now up to issue 412 of FNT. Holy shit. Why are you guys still here? When are you going to reboot it into the new 69 or spin it off into alternate universes? Any day now.
The new 69,
all new, all different.
The new 69.
It's just all, and it like when you reboot it, Gary, it's got to be all black people. Like
maybe after 420.
When is April Fool's Day fall on a Friday next year?
I don't know. Let me check.
It's just an all black FNT.
Yeah, it's on a Thursday.
Oh, it's on a Thursday. Dang.
All female, all black.
Yep. I don't know if I know.
Who's gonna race swap Gary?
I'll race swap myself.
Could you name 9 black women, Gary?
I don't know 9 black women. I don't. I mean, like,
I don't think I know 9 black women anymore either. So
the next April Fool's Day that will fall on a Friday, according to this, is April 1st of 2033.
Okay, put a pin in it,
Wow.
X-Ray Girl. 2033.
Got it. It's in the calendar.
How
First
old will I
topic of
be?
discussion: George has still not released the Winds of Winter.
Yeah.
How old will I be in 2033? Fucking old.
43. Oh my god.
I'll be like 60 something.
I was gonna say, you just take your age and add 7. You know, get a rough estimate there.
64. I'm coming up on a birthday, so I'm just getting used to saying 57. I'm not technically 57 yet. The official Mr. Tripster for 1999. Hey guys, new listener, welcome. I'm also a new artist. My stage name is Mr. Tripster with a Z. I make electronic music and I have a new original song. It's called Good Feeling 2026. So we need something uplifting. Please give me a shout out. I'd really appreciate it. There you go. Where is it though? Where's the song? Is it on Spotify? Is it? You got to tell me where they are.
Yeah.
Some dark news in comics that Flash has been covering. There is a guy who ran the San Francisco Cartoon Art Museum, a place that I held a couple of events and worked with quite a bit, who's a bit of a creep. He got busted filming his friends at his birthday party in the bathroom.
Which included children.
Which included children.
But where are the Nazis and the Chuds? So
yes,
he's actually the morally correct person.
Oh no!
Like this dude has spent years just going after anybody that had anything negative to say about mainstream comics. I mean, he was extremely vocal. Well, you can't see that now because he deleted most of his social media. I guess his Blue Sky is still up, but he actually, for some, unlike most, I guess,
he's
acts
safe
normal
there.
over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But on X and any other platform, this guy would be in your comments a minute after it posted. And he's gotten work from DC and a lot of the big outlets out there. Done a bunch of Batman books, a Ninja Turtle book.
Andrew Farrago. And I can't say
Fargo.
Like whatever. Like I can't say he made much of an impression. I worked with other people like Brian Colm with the Cartoon Art Museum, which was driven into the ground, and the thing was fucking awesome, by the way. But yeah, he was out there taking down all the chuds. Early days of Comicsgate, he was out there just shredding people.
Yep.
And wow, turns out it's a fucking massive creep.
Happens quite a bit. There was that guy that did the Border Town book not that long ago. Another case of that. In fact, good friends with a lot of the people that would talk shit about all of us. And
it is strange how that happens.
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't it? Crazy.
Snacks for $10. I'm not Chaka Girl fault. Chaka Girl had Gunn to head. Gunn tell Chaka Girl to mate with Gun Girl. Chaka Girl say no. So Gunn write bad script for Chaka Girl. Made Chaka Girl eat alien poop corn. Justice for Chaka Girl. Justice for Chaka Girl. Poop corn. I got to put that in my video. It's like right there. How did I not? That's a good one. How did I not? Of all the damn puns, I missed that one. Most obvious one. X of the Titans for 20. The irony of Joe calling people misogynist while he also degrades women as well. Typical male feminist behavior. Oh, yeah. Milady. After seeing Hostage X-Ray Girl, I don't think Az is dead. I think he's locked in Gary's basement dressed as the Gimp. Oh, shit, they found out. Fall hard for 20.
Now we have to move him. Yeah.
Secrets
God
out.
dang it.
Which is a better Batman comic? Tom King's Batman needing mommy and then getting left at the altar for insurance companies will pay the damages so I won't or insurance companies will pay the damage so I won't intervene, Batman. None is the answer. Okay.
I see anything that's not Tom King, probably better.
Yes.
Yeah. Emotional Batman destroying a bathroom.
How far
because
in
he's upset.
Absolute Batman are you, Gary?
Not far. I've read the first comic and then I left.
Not good?
I don't like it.
Gotcha.
No, maybe I'm an old man, but I don't like it.
I don't think it's
We'll see if it
All
hooks
right.
me later on. I
I
don't
thi-
want to judge it from the first comic, but yeah.
I think the better out of all of them that no one really talks about is the Wonder Woman one. Absolute Wonder Woman's actually pretty good.
She's a lesbian?
No, she's not a lesbian, but she got raised in hell, so she's
Oh.
like uses magic powers. It's pretty good. I like that book. Superman's a communist. No, I don't like the Superman book, and I'm not really a big fan of Absolute Batman either. If you like body horror, it's probably great for you.
Yeah, it's just
Are they
like
doing a show now for Absolute Batman?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They
they
announced
are.
it.
I mean, it's smart. It's
Yeah.
huge. It is a big. I
It's
mean,
a big
a
seller.
freaking number.
Big seller.
Yeah.
It's a big
Even the
seller,
books are making
popular.
money in the comic book collectors market.
Yes,
Damn.
their value
Big
went
money.
up. So it was really nice that somebody sent
The
me
first issue
the
for a
run.
minute was like $400 in a mint
Wow.
Jeez.
for a modern book with
Slab?
100,000 issues. I mean, there's so many copies of that book out there. It is not rare, but the demand
No.
for it was so high that it was reaching hundreds of. It's still worth hundreds of dollars.
It'll come back to earth, but
It will for
Yeah.
sure.
like they
I would
always-
never. Don't spend that on a modern book like that.
No, I remember when Ultimate Spider-Man #1 was hundreds
Yeah.
of dollars as well.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Got the omnibus. I love Ultimate Spider-Man.
I love Ultimate Spider-Man till the end.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the ending isn't that great, but
Yeah.
the first many issues were good.
dude, the first 100-something issues were really fucking good.
Yeah.
It was outselling Amazing Spider-Man for a long time, which is crazy. I wish they had just done the Supergirl from Krypton. Yeah, directed and written and produced by somebody else.
Should have
Or
just done her
song.
origin story.
Doing a Supergirl
She'd never
movie.
really done it. I mean, if you're gonna do it, I mean, I
Doing
think
a
that's where you
Supergirl
go.
movie in the first place,
Right.
as your second film is, or at all, is
It's a
dumb.
bad move.
Libertas for $9.99. Yeah, I evidently don't know how super chats work. At least with Momoa, he is genuine and is having fun getting paid to be an entertainer. That's true. I'm not going to argue that. I'll take more of that than pretentious feminist cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Momoa is fine. Like that is his acting range. Like he kind of is born to play Lobo. You know what I mean? And I think his Lobo is perfectly fine, but Lobo is what he is. He is just a caricature, basically.
Yeah, he's
a
pretty
Deus Ex
one-dimensional.
Machina though for this
Yep.
movie, which is kind of lame.
And he's there to affirm the women. Impressive. I
Yeah.
like that one. You know.
Yeah.
The Hollywood Menace for $19.99. John Wick in space, dog messed with by Krem, who steals her ship. We go on a revenge arc where she kills the kitty sex trafficker villain. The sidekick ninja was terrible. Lobo should have been the villain. Flop central. Well, that's flopping. That is undeniable at this point. Undeniable. We'll do a couple.
Well, they
more here.
needed a villain that did something, like a plan that had to be stopped or some kind of end goal that we was going to do. Instead, this guy's just existing and you're after something he happens to have next to him.
Yeah.
So you're not even really after the villain at that point. It gets really strange.
And the contrivance of events that led to the villain showing up to her ship right when she's outside, right? With
Did you to find her ship in the first place? Like planets aren't big.
Yeah, just
yeah.
he just walks up to it after they're looking for him. What a convenience.
Ruthie followed her home, but decided to wait outside until the daytime to knock on the door. It's like what like
Want to
are you
let her
doing?
sleep off the hangover, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and he stole the ship because it was really hard to get off the planet, but apparently you can just catch a bus off the planet. And it
You
wasn't
could just
hard.
catch a bus. Yeah. Well, with an interpreter that's voiced by Seth fucking Rogen. If that wasn't enough, if the movie wasn't fucking annoying enough, soon as the only noise in the theater was me groaning when I heard his fucking voice. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Do you think he, maybe it's just me, but did you think he kind of was trying to do like a Russian accent?
I thought it was just him.
I thought it was just him doing his own voice because that's
I
his
was
range.
just
I don't know
him.
what he sounds
'Cause that was
like.
the joke. That was the joke. It's like
Yeah.
this is Seth Rogen in Supergirl.
No, not him. I'm talking about the main villain.
Oh, the main villain. Yeah. The main.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, Transylvania. I don't know where the fuck he was from. It was something. The bus driver looked like what's his fuck from Superman? The stand-in for Israel. What the I'm blanking on the country.
Oh
right
yeah,
now. Fucking James Gunn. I'm surprised his brother wasn't in it.
Girl Drax. She drops him at the
end.
end.
Yeah, and I forgot this wasn't directed by James Gunn, although it was, I don't know, shot completely like a James Gunn film, including the panoramic slow motion
needle drop fucking action scene.
Like in the interviews, though, the director said he asked James Gunn, how close does this need to be to anything in your universe? And he said, not at all. And so he just voluntarily imitated everything. They also were bragging about how different the planets were, and now they're all totally unique. I still couldn't point out which planet was which from photographs. They all look the same.
Tell the difference.
Krypton just looked like an advanced Earth. It didn't look alien at all. It just had like regular.
You just pronounced it like Marlon Brando. Krypton.
I'm Australian. I have a speech.
All right.
It's Krypton.
Wow.
They have a tough time with ours.
Lobo is getting interviewed by an Australian, and he just pisses himself laughing because he loves the way that she says the name, like Lobar. And it like goes on.
Gatekeeper 1978 for $20 says, wishing you guys continued success and good health. Thank you. Your favorite. You're my favorite Gary. Love you, bud. Shout out Snarky J. Shout out to Snarky J out there. My Nerdy Home, Film Threat, Jesse Hamilton, Nerd Wars, and the Angry Badger. May God bless the health of our epic angel.
Hey, shout out. Thank you.
Shout out.
Thank you.
Rod Thunderheart for 100 Canadian pesos. What up, Rod? Hail FNT. Plug for See Through Love, a Spanish teacher who can become invisible when angry, but when aroused, it happens uncontrollably, is shocked to discover the new gym teacher is blind, but can see her. Romance, martial arts, sci-fi, comedy, drama, and spy thriller. And that's Frisian Press. That is a lot going on in that book.
Wow.
Yep.
So it's a book. So it's See Through Love. It's called See Through, and I'm guessing it's on Amazon. Rod, thank you very much. Dead Scene for 20 says, trying to explain inflation to Jeremy is like trying to explain per capita to Epic Mike. Ooh. Mike understands per capita.
I understand about half of it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, he gets the general idea.
I understand enough to hate myself for it. So
JP for 20 Canadian pesos. Honestly, I won't spend money on the movie out of pure spite against Gunn and nothing else. Well, a lot of people are joining you in this. However, the main complaint from Last Jedi was Rey had no hero's journey. What about Supergirl? What makes her story not a hero's journey? It's a hero's journey. It's 100% a hero's journey, except 100%. She's not heroic. So it's just, we'll use it as a title, but she's just an unlikable, insufferable twat journey. I guess that's what you can call it.
And they say that in the interviews. It's just about accepting yourself exactly the way you are and that you don't need to improve. It's a horrible message to give anyone.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was in probably 5 of your videos, Disbrew, but I remember seeing it in at least one where she says she doesn't go on a journey.
Oh yeah. I even put that in my actual review because it's like,
it's going in mine.
And it even says like, I'm looking forward to you in the next movie where you haven't really affected anything. There's a few times where the director's next to her and he seems to be trying to cover up for her what she just said, and he can't. So he just ends up agreeing.
They literally made a big point out of she don't need no man too.
Yep.
Jeez. Yeah, it was bad.
Don't need no man.
Jeremy Griggs for go on.
It was like there was an interview where they said, complete the sentence, people are better than dogs are better than people because, and she just goes, they don't talk. And a guy's next to her and he's like, they don't talk because they do. So, and he just desperately tried to fill in the blank. So he didn't
he said they don't talk back. They don't talk back.
Yeah.
Dogs,
oh yeah, that's a much better answer.
Dogs talk back. Yes, they do. Jeremy Griggs for $20 says, Ryan bet me $50 I couldn't name 4 Ninja Turtles and 4 Renaissance artists. Still working on the artist names. I get it. Ryan Kinnell for 10. If Beardo's fat girlfriend was a psychic, she'd be a fortune teller. Fortune teller.
get it.
Oh my god.
Ryan Kinnell for $10 went out to open mic night yesterday.
Oh no.
Who knew Autopsy Club would be so fun?
I thought that was going to be a gay joke about Mike.
Yeah,
I did too. That's what I was
expecting.
I was like, here we go.
Rod Thunderheart for 50 Canadian pesos. It's good God, Seth Rogen's sigh. I mean, deep sigh. If I were to guess, his appearance is a nod, to Rogen for while voiced Vancouver SkyTrain. I pitied the passengers. Yes, Gary, thanks in stereo. See Through Love is hard and soft. And ebooks. It's a book, by the way. It's hard and soft as a book.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute.
I didn't know where that was going either.
It goes hard. It goes.
Thank you,
soft.
Rod. Thank you, Rod. All right, we'll get a couple more. And Edmundo for 20 Canadian pesos. The World Cup, Ryan's favorite subject, is almost over. And my biggest takeaway so far is Scotland are a country filled with 5.5 million critical drinkers, in Australia can't beat any three-letter teams, no matter if it's the USA or the EMU, the EMU, the EMU. I fucked that up, but thanks. And Lady Gravemaster for 20 says Gunn was planted by Marvel so DC couldn't actually overtake them while Marvel tries to stop hemorrhaging money and fans. That's been my conspiracy theory since Gunn went to DC and has been misfiring every step of the way. I mean, you can have that as your headcanon, but the fact of the matter is Gunn was pissed that he got fired, came back as an obligation to the crew and cast he worked with Guardians of the Galaxy, and then was going to dip after that. He was fucking pissed.
And it insinuates the MCU is going better, where it's not.
Yeah, it's like I think that some we always look for somebody. They couldn't possibly have come up with this on their own, right? They couldn't possibly doing this to Star Wars. They couldn't possibly be doing this to Superman and whatever. So we have to well, maybe it's this. Maybe Star Wars isn't allowed to use these certain characters because there might be some backdoor deal. Or maybe Dave Filoni was forced to do these things because of this and because of that. It's like, no, he's doing what he wants to do. James Gunn is doing what he wants to do. The reality is it's fine when you have 2 out of 40 movies that are James Gunn type movies, right? It provides something different in the universe. You might like the tone. You might find the characters intriguing. But when he is the one calling all the fucking shots and he gets to do exactly what he wants with no fucking tethers, no control, this is what you get. I heard some people speculating that he's not allowed to use Batman. And that's why these things are happening. This motherfucker put Batman Brave and the Bold in his opening fucking statement about all the plans he had for these fucking movies. He can use Batman. He just hasn't.
Yeah.
This is what he wanted to do. It's as simple as that, unfortunately. He's just fucking gay and retarded. That's it.
Yeah.
With the Batman thing, yeah, he's allowed to use it. But it is odd that Matt Reeves' name is on Clayface. Matt Reeves' name is on the woke Batman animated series. So I think contractually he's Cape Crusader, which that trailer looks fucking terrible.
The first season was so bad.
It was really bad. Mad Hatter, race swap. It's called Hattie now. And of course they had the trans penguin. But
Batman Nightfall is a DC Studios animated movie.
Yep. So I think he can, but I think Matt Reeves might complicate it a little bit. He might have to work with him or something like that. But James Gunn can make a Batman movie. He just hasn't. He could have made a Wonder Woman movie. There was nothing to stop him there. He could have made Green Lanterns a movie and called it Green Lanterns.
Yeah, I think he's scared to make a Batman movie when the Batman exists and it's coming out.
He is too.
That's what I think is the more likely explanation.
I agree.
Because he knows that likely the Batman 2 will fucking butt fuck whatever he does with the character.
The Batman 2 is going to do well. At least opening weekend. I think it's going to do well. The cast is pretty good.
It'll probably do $700 million. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I'm excited for fat black Harvey Dent.
Because
I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be good. If it's written by the woman who did Penguin, maybe. But because I've rewatched the Batman since Penguin and it's still not good. I was like, maybe this will change my point of view. Nope.
Nope. It took Matt Reeves all that time to write that sequel.
It could have been, dude. It's taken him half a decade. It could have been good.
I think Matt Reeves is just, Gary, I think that maybe he's just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what happens.
How many good white people will be in the next one, though?
I laugh so hard because behind every good joke, there's some truth. There's some truth or truth.
And the truth will set you free, right, Mike?
Truth will set you free. This will be the last one.
It's not wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Mike, I'm not far from you. I'm just across the lake. That's pretty far,
I know.
actually. Yeah.
It's not that far. It's like a couple-hour drive.
I can actually
it's not that far as maybe as the crow flies, but a drive it's kind of.
Well, I could take the ferry over. You can't do it in winter, but
I mean, maybe an African swallow.
I don't know about your summers up here, dude. They're awfully cloudy and.
This is not normal, actually. This is actually
it's
pretty
still
cold
chilly
for about this time. Yeah, normally it's
Last year was
my family
last year was
back
cold,
in Indiana. My family back in Indiana said it's been like really mild, like incredibly mild beginning of summer so far.
Between all the tornadoes.
Black and mild. Yeah.
Dude, Illinois and Indiana have been getting pelted lately.
Yeah, it's part of it,
Yeah.
but dangerously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I spent some summers in South Dakota. Those things are no fucking joke.
We don't got sharks or hurricanes, so we need something, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Finished listening to Shad's book, Shadow of the Conqueror, and it was woke garbage. No, I just added that part. On Audible, then went and bought the hardcover on Amazon. Sorry, I didn't buy the leatherbound now. Well, Christaki, you're not a real fan until you get the leather version. I'm just saying. I have the leather version.
It's not available at the moment. So
Perth Supernova, and I don't know what WA means. Oh, Western Australia, thank you, is on this weekend. Hail all. Hail, Christaki. We appreciate you. Okay, we'll get the rest of the square up, which will be Monday on Nerdrotic Live and Rumble. Like this dual streams on Rumble, by the way. Thank you, Rumble. And we got one right here. Ruka Fire for 100. Greetings from the land of cheese. That's where I am. I recently watched The Phantom, and while the movie wasn't great for its time, it's better than Supergirl. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Phantom's a good time.
I remember getting the skull ring in like it's like Burger King or McDonald's.
Yeah,
had, like,
yeah.
a Happy Meal. Like you could get the little ring. It was awesome.
No, I own it. I love the pulp heroes, and you know what? Alec Baldwin's Shadow is better than Supergirl.
Let's freaking go. Yeah.
I like that movie a lot.
I do too.
I love the Shadow.
I really like that movie.
And what's better than both of them? The Rocketeer. The Rocketeer fucking rules.
Yeah.
One of the best superhero movies out there, bro. Yeah.
And it was way more fun. Somewhat corny movie to watch. Gary, last Sunday in July, Chicago Toy Show, so you can fill out the room. Oh, it's the last Sunday in July. I won't be here though. I won't be here. But not that I need to. It's filled. There's unless I just start laying shit on the floor, which I have, But yeah, it is. I'm out of room. Also, I'm not too far from Freak Toys in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, which is a magnificent vintage toy store. I mean, how many times? Well, tell me, how many times have you seen a USS Flag in a box in the wild? I've seen one there.
Oh,
yeah. Flag, I said, chat. Flag. All right.
Wow.
How did he get in the box?
Calm yourself, chat. All right, we're going to go around the horn, and we will start with X-Ray Girl behind the credits.
X-Ray Girl everywhere. I'm in a prison. Maybe I'll escape next week. Not sure yet.
Prison
but
of your own making.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm literally in the corner here because it feels nice to be at this desk here. X-Ray Girl everywhere. I'm watching Stargate, doing watch-alongs on YouTube, so you can check me out over there and play games. And tomorrow, Saucy Saturday on Wicked Virtues channel.
What season are you up to on Stargate?
Season 1, episode. I just finished episode 4. before
Okay.
feminism was feminism. That episode was
Yeah. You have a bit to
bad.
go yet. Wait until you
Yeah.
get to like right into it.
Yeah, but I've loved it so far.
Odin, you're gonna have a fun week of box office breakdowns. What do you got coming up?
Oh yeah, box office breakdown on Sunday. So video usually goes live around 2 or 3 p.m. Box office article on geeksgamers.com every week. And we're looking at this being, definitely one of the worst box office openings of the year, especially for a film of its size. And we'll just see how low can she go. How low can she go? Because it's going to get pretty bad. And inflation is real. So shout out to all my inflation bros out there. Appreciate it.
Hail, inflation bros.
Yes.
All right. Disparu.
Supergirl review is out. I'm sure I'll be covering any articles of people trying to cope with it as possible, or the fallout as the box office finally hits home. I'm not sure what else will coming out, but there's always something. There's always some idiot on the red carpet that I keep getting told doesn't matter, and that I really know it doesn't matter by how much they care about telling me how much it doesn't matter.
You know, it's crazy. People have been covering Hollywood for now over 100 years, and they just never fail to provide, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I love it. Thanks, Disparu. Shad.
Got something special coming out very soon. A review of this bad boy.
Oh, look at
Do
that.
you recognize the sword?
I'm not recognizing it. Is it?
Oh, come on. How can you not recognize this one? House of the Dragon, man.
Dark? Is that Dark Sister?
It's Dark Sister.
Oh.
This
Do you
is,
have it? Is it available? Because that's never been available.
This is a battle-ready, fully functional Dark Sister that you might like. The price is unbelievable on this thing. Now, there are still caveats. You should watch my review. It's not a perfect sword. But
Well, I'm not going to go out like in a battle.
and smash
so-
into things. Yeah. This is like $129.
Oh my God. Send me the link.
I'll
That is
drop
so
you the
cheap.
link.
129.
129, and this
actually
is
sharp.
So cheap.
at sharp real sword.
send me that link.
Sorry. 129. I'll put it in the private chat, and you can. share
Hail,
the
Dark
link.
Sister has never been available. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like we've had some third-party bad knockoffs, but that looks pretty damn good.
This is like
I wouldn't
they
know the
executed
difference.
they execute the finer details really well. The proportions are off. It's not as big as what Dark Sister is in the show, but for what you want, like my review will go into detail on Shadiversity coming very soon. And so we smash it, we test it out, we cut with it, and that one's a fun one. So that'll be out on Shadiversity.
Oh wow, that's some
tonight.
cool stuff. And this is all like functional.
These are very functional, very functional.
Nice.
And like this one will be. This is not. But yeah, Gary, you know this one.
Oh.
This is a new glam drink.
I'm
baby.
drink. I ordered it.
Yeah,
I might have it. I don't.
Oh
know yet.
yeah, it should be coming soon.
I should have it by now.
But that one we filmed it, but it's not coming out for another week or two. But that's coming as well.
Shad, be careful because an alien might come down to murder your innocent and honorable family.
I have a lot of swords.
As one does.
As one does. I know.
As one does.
I'm glad they reminded us that throughout the movie because I would have forgotten.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
If
it's
only
part of
that
the-
guy had pressed the bomb button as soon as they landed.
Right.
The movie didn't need to happen.
I was thinking that. Like he had a booby trap ready to go.
And he didn't.
Yep.
And he ate their pie. He was always eating something. That was another part of making him the patriarchy and toxic masculinity.
They literally called him fragile. It's like
yes.
this guy has the strength of 1,000 men and his own empire. He's probably not that fragile.
Fake Wizard, how you doing?
Yeah.
What do you got coming
I'm
up?
doing great. I just posted a video on adaptation. So like what we talked about here, I did a full video on it
Yes, you
on
did.
the Real Life Fake Wizard channel. And I have another one coming out about Supergirl. So I'm working on that now. Hopefully by Monday I can get that video out. But yeah,
Yeah, get it
Real
up
Life
on
Fake
Monday.
Wizard.
Quit fucking around. Come on,
Trying,
dude.
man.
Ryan Kinnell.
I don't fucking know. You can go to my channel, Ryan Kinnell RK Outpost. I'm sure I'll be talking about Supergirl and anything else that pops up. Sports Wars on Sundays. We've got a stream then. I do Fuck My Life with Vera Dark on Mondays. Most Thursdays, my new stream is just me opening Pokemon cards, basically turning money into cardboard. So it's like a magic trick. It's like water into wine. Except you can, like, I don't know, pull the Greninja SIR. You never know. But yeah, that's it. I'm having fun with it. So I might be seeing you soon, right, Gary?
No.
No, not anymore.
No, not anymore. I can't.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
So, well, fuck that. I guess I won't. Fuck Gary.
Have fun without me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll try. I might be, but it's gonna be a rough trip. But
I know.
It should be good though. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. No, you guys are gonna have a blast, man. That sounds awesome, but I can't make it.
Yeah, I think so. But that's it. I don't know. If you haven't subscribed to me now, you never will. So, all right.
Watch Fuck My Life because Ryan and Vera's dynamic is fucking hilarious. Like just two holes of darkness together on a stream. And it works. It just works. Vera Dark is awesome. Give her a sub. Okay. She's awesome. She keeps Ryan in check, which is fucking funny.
I don't know what you'll think of being called a hole of darkness, but okay.
I didn't mean it that way. A void of darkness. Is that better?
Of darkness?
Maybe that's what I meant to say. Go subscribe to Vera Dark, the Hole of Darkness. Epic Mike, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Working on a Supergirl review. I'll probably have that out and gonna be streaming tonight. Might start Devil May Cry for the first time. I got somebody gifted me the entire series, so I'm gonna try out some new games.
Oh, it's a game. Okay,
that's a game. Yeah,
not the anime.
No, apparently that's awful. So I'm about to find out how bad it is compared to the actual game itself. So yeah, it should be a fun time.
I am blanking on his name because he's super popular on X, right? Well, when his
the showrunner who tells everybody he's going to destroy their franchises.
Talked to him. I've talked to him behind the scenes.
Is he really that big of a troll?
He's a troll. He had no problem with our sphere, but like, he's a troll.
Because I saw him post something, and one day I was like, "Oh my god, you're trolling, aren't you?" And he just sent me a smiley face, and I was like, "This bastard, he got me."
Wait, who is this?
The showrunner for Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry
on Netflix.
He worked on. God, dang it!
Hold on, let me pull it
My
up.
brain is fucked. I'm just so old.
Adi Shankar.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Warren Ellis's dude, what's the anime that was on Netflix that Warren Ellis did, but then it got kicked off of? Vampires.
Oh, Castlevania, which has two really good first seasons. Yeah.
And then it kind of falls off. Yeah, he worked on that too. Yeah. I mean, we had a good conversation.
That's awesome.
We did. But I see him like just mixing it up with people on Twitter. It's like,
dude, he's just always throwing down.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Mike. And Yellow Flash. What do you got lined up for tomorrow on Flashcast?
Oh, we'll be going over Angry Joe's Crash Out for sure. And I'm sure we'll talk about the movie too and a couple of other things.
A couple of other things.
Catch me over there. It's at around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is usually when it starts. And check out my channel. I put stuff out just about every other day, or at least a video a day I try to do.
Nice. And you got your Ghostbusters 2 game. When are you going to stream that?
Maybe I would like to try and do it tonight. We'll see.
Well, good luck. Have fun. It made
I played it a little bit. It's fun. It's the same studio that made like Smash Brothers, all the Kirby games. Like it's a big studio. And that was like one of their first games, I think.
And never made it to the state because of a rights issue. Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, we had a shitty licensed typical game for Ghostbusters 2 over here, and because of that piece of shit, they couldn't bring that over here. So I think it went to Europe and Japan only, but it's a fun game.
Dude, you got to go to Japan just to see Super Potato.
I know. I wish I could, man. It looks
amazing.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I'm working on, and thank you, Flash, for coming on. I'm working on a Supergirl review that's really long. So it'll be out sometime over the weekend. Not really sure. I'm about 2/3 the way through it. Plan to finish it tonight. If my voice holds up, got to let it rest a little bit. But yeah, that's about it. Live streams and other things. Forbidden Frontier.
Yes,
Sunday.
and House of the Dragon.
House
as
of the
well.
Dragon. Episode
yeah.
2 with Rayn and Shad and Mahler and Fringy. And we might bring in some special guests throughout the way. And we'll see if the Battle of the Gullet continues or it just ended, which I'm pretty sure it just ended.
Yeah, I think
And how they deal with some of the fucking retarded decisions they made in that show. Oof.
Yeesh.
Oof. But hey, thanks to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left the super chat donation. You help keep the lights on. Thanks to everyone who participated. Thanks to the lurkers. And we'll see you next week with
Kata.
Hey,
Kata.
Yeah, man.
The feet man.
The foot guy. Yep.
He got the last power sword when we saw He-Man. They thought he was a child.
Can my kid get the last
This is
one?
for
They're
your
like,
son.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just shout out, brother.
Isn't that like a drink thing, right? I got one. I got the He-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, the power sword. Yeah, he got.
You
I'm
can,
serious.
like,
He got
hide-
the last one.
Oh, that's
I mean, you could put any liquid in there, Gary. You could put ranch in there, I suppose, if you want.
Ew.
But, yeah.
That'd be so hard to clean.
Pour it out
Ew.
on my pizza or whatever. There you go.
The
All right.
Europeans will do when they're here.
They had the Lobo popcorn bucket when I went there. I wonder if anyone's even going to buy that thing.
The trans person looked like they were very interested in it.
Yep.
So.
I
They
did
probably
not
wanted to use
buy
it to dilate, honestly.
You can't even put that much
Oh, God.
popcorn in it, which is what I find kind of funny.
We're almost done. So we're going to just do it next week. Oh, come here. Hang on. Come here. So you have the link ready to go? Okay. We can drop that link. Send it to X-Ray Girl. Okay. All right. So guess we're going to do it now. Hey, there's still 10,000 people watching. So it's good that you stuck through because we have the RSVP link for the meetup ready to go now. Let's fucking go. And we're about to drop it in the chat. It'll be there throughout the credits. Again, it's going to be in Las Vegas. It's near the Millennium Fandom Bar. If you've been there before, it's right near downtown.
All right. Dropping it in chat.
Dropping in chat now. We will let you know the location when it gets closer to the event. And we will, once I make sure we know that everybody will find out. So my suggestion is if you've RSVP, find a buddy who can remind you. But we will remind you through this event site. So through this site, we will give you the location. So make sure to RSVP. Tickets are limited. It is, oh my God, what's the age?
On here it says 16
16 and
I
up.
believe.
That's right. So you some of the teenagers can come and because that was a problem with the 21 and up places. Yeah, and it's ready to go. Please share it with your friends. It's on.
Perfect.
It's on. All right, Mrs. Nerdrotic coming through in the end. So again, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
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 Here they come and the crowd cannot wait. Oh, hail Friday Night Lights. I apologize cause I'm probably late. Oh, hail Friday Night Lights.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Dame, dame, dame